The time has come for me to truly test how well I can play Manor Lords. So with that in mind, this video is all about optimizing my main city, feeding it with multiple production chains from all over the map, and prospering like we've never done before. Today, I set up and build the perfect and most gorgeous city in Manor Lords. That being said, if you love city builders, do consider subscribing as we're getting really close to our next goal. Let's get stuck in and enjoy. Lord Lemon is back. And yes, I think he's the one that looks most like a lemon, because why not? We're rocking the black coat of arms, and today we are taking over everything. For this one, we're revisiting a Germanic Valley, and we're going to have 3 AI opponents. And the goal here is to make as much money as possible, but we're also going to take over everything. So I am probably going to be building some pretty big settlements in more than just one area. So we're going to have multi-management, into trading, everything. We're going to go deep into all of the mechanics that we can and try to see how much money we can make. So the main goal is money. The second is domination. Let's do this. Right, we're in. First off then, let's see what we... Oh my god, we are laughing here. This is like the godsend start right here. Oh, I'm not re-rolling. I like to play with what I'm given. So I'm just looking at what my opponent's got. But we have deep iron, deep stone. Now the reason I think deep stone's actually really good and very underrated is the cut stone and the mortar. So very good money makers. Either that or a clay pit is always really good. And the fact that we've got a fish makes life 10 times easier, and mushrooms there, so that's good. This does now mean that we might go into blacksmithing for our first point as well. So I'm going to lay out some roads and then we'll crack on. So wood is going to be pretty simple. We'll get this moved over, but first off we're going to stick it right in this section. So we're going to try and keep this nice and close. I will be building them really early and close together. Now I'm not too concerned about knocking some of the trees out, but I do need to consider where the marketplace and stuff's going to go. And honestly, I'm just going to stick one right in this section and then bring the road around it. Then we're going to go straight into the granary, and the first one is going to be in that bit. The storehouse will be this side. Granary is going to be high, second highest. Wood is going to be highest. And then we'll get the storehouse on high. Then a second ox stand, and we'll just stick that this way for now. So we're going to hit play and let them go off and do their thing and get right stuck in. I'll unite these lands and rule. Do not worry about it. I didn't look at the other regions actually. So what did they get? They got clay, stone, wild animals, and berries and salt, it looks like. And these guys got wild animals, stone, clay, iron, and berries. So I'd probably say we got one of the better ones. I really love this map, the original map. I remember building one of my very first 1,000 pot ones on this with this overlooking cliff. Really do like it. Right, granary's in, so we're going to get one straight in there to start loading that. We're going to get 2 on the logging camp. That should be more than enough, and then we'll get the rest building in this zone. Have they done the hitching post? They have. So what we're going to do is order that ox straight away so we can get these things done. Hopefully the food will be in there momentarily. So I like to get that up just to make sure we're safe, really. I'm going to try and get these houses up ASAP. So I'm thinking probably along this bit. So we've only got 2 logs, to be fair. There we go. We got 1 house laid out to start, I think, just to make sure they're always building. I'm going to put 1 in the storehouse. Once all this food's in, I'm going to turn this off. So I think the main thing is just getting the firewood in. Then we're going to start planks first this time. I reckon that's the right play. And I will put this, when we've got the logs, over this. Actually, you know what? I'm going to get all the houses up first. Now all food is in, so we can pause the granary. Storehouse stuff will leave to tick up right now. We get a little cheeky double plot there. Probably just double up these plots, to be fair. Actually, it's quite sensible, isn't it? And then more workers will come in as well. Right, there's 2. Got the third one coming. These can be expanded as well, so I'll just hit that one too. Then we'll look at getting our first thing in. And honestly, I think early on it might be the old chickens. Is it planks for chickens? It is. Okay. So we only need 1 more house with a double, and we've got enough for someone to move in. There we go. Last house is placed. So the next one could be the planks. And like I say, I'm going to put them here. Actually, I'll go a little bit further away, just so we've got room for a storehouse. And then we'll get the firewood splitter just next to it as well. All right, we need to look at what food we want to get in first. And honestly, the easiest is going to be probably, well, it's both really. But the foragers doesn't cost anything, so we're going to stick that one in. Not in any rush to get them going. This is the long game, like I say, so I'm going to start some saw pit planks, though, and we will set a limit. Just do like 80 planks as the limit or something. I think we've got room now to expand one of these, and we've got our thingy, so next month will be good. I'm going to get the Fisher hut ready also. So as soon as this one comes in, we are going to assign the one family to it. And what I'm going to do then is turn off the storehouse. Still keep our builder, and we are fine. So next family should be good. And let's just admire what the AI are doing. I'll be doing this quite a bit just to see. They do build pretty quick. Nah. It's a lot harder now, it feels like, to be able to get them in on the first April month, right? Because approval is the first set. It goes up a lot quicker, but getting it up on that initial bit takes an extra, like, half a month, I'd say, even if you build really close. We're going to want to start the animal produce on eggs or something is why I was thinking it. But, yeah, because although we don't have meat or salt, salt's a really good one to get. Yeah, I'm going to get chicken in. Just as that little bit extra of the food source. Now, we've got some mushrooms being picked, so always worth noting that. We've also got the Fisher hut, but I'm not going to touch it. I'm going to get firewood moving, just so we've got that little stockpile. What I love with having this iron pit and this one is we have mass production that we can do to sell, so it's going to be pretty incredible. Now, I haven't got houses ready, so we're going to need to expand you, so we've got room for someone to come in. And then we'll get a few more. I'm going to try doing small plots with doubles in for quite a lot, just to see how we get on. And we'll see how many planks we need for the church. So it's 20 planks, 5 wood. I'm going to set 1 ox to the logging camp permanently, so we can keep that pumping as well. All right, there you go. We've got an insane amount of fuel right now, so I'm going to go ahead and pause that. And I'm now going to turn back on the granary just to move some of this food out of these guys over to the granary itself before they go bad, because we're working on some of them mushrooms and it's full. So as you can see, there's 50 in there, and we can now pick our thingy. We will obviously form the spear militia, but this time I'm only going to do 1 lot of spear. I'm going to play it a little bit differently. We're going to use a bit of a different army. Okay, so Smiths of Passau. Decreased livestock efficiency is the only downside. We get the local handyman bonus. Strength plus 300%. Militia approval. So if they gain a small amount of approval if their necessary equipment is on there. Spears, sidearms, and pole arms export for 30% more. And we're going to be making quite a bit of those. And then the blacksmith efficiency will be higher. So Smiths of Passau is going to be in here. I think that's the one we do. The other one's armorers, though. Mine integrity, mine import discounts. Yeah, let's go with the Smiths of Passau. Haven't actually ran this one yet as well, so that's quite nice. So we have room in the houses for plenty of families, so we should be able to move on now when the new ones come in. I've got my 23 planks, so I could probably pause the saw pit for now, and we will go ahead and stock up on the old fish. And look to, we need 5 for the church, I think it was. So we'll get that in as well, just to keep needs met. And I think I'm going to stick it right in this bit. So the plan is to cut down through these trees. Then we'll bring the main town this way. Maybe up into this bit. I could get them chopping that area. And there we go. Another family in. So I might get the 3rd one in the logging camp. I'm not in any rush, like I say. I just want to get the main bits in. And the church is ready. So I'm actually going to go this side. Now imagine the logging camp is going to move. Because I am going to try and make it look nice too. And now we're going to turn the plank back on. That leaves us with no builders, but we'll have them in a moment. I'm just going to let them build up anyway, because we don't need to worry too much. There they are. So we'll let those carry on. And we're going to go and get the marketplace in after the church as well. So get our trading post. Now, King's Road is this big one. This side. Where should we put our trading post? I think I'm quite happy with it going this way. Do I want that? You know what? I'm going to put it out this this end. Pretty close to the trade point, isn't it? And then with these logs, we'll consider trashing out some houses. I still haven't got my well. I know. I'll get it in a moment. I am going to stick to the doubles, like I said, though. We'll need a couple of singles for the blacksmiths and all that sort of stuff, but get those two in. Maybe we'll consider where we're going to put that first. So maybe this way will be our first tier 2 that we'd plan. So if we get just one with a small business like that, that's fine. Now we have our 18 in here, so I could wait, but I actually want to go and kill the bandit camp because it's free cash. So we're going to make our way over there just to kill that. And then as these families come in, I should be able to then turn off the woodcutter's lodge, unpause it, sorry, and bring that back in. So we've got 27 total population now. And in the rain, we just sit amongst the people. Church being built in the background. I wonder if they've got their churches up yet. They are pretty quick, so I wouldn't be surprised. Nope, they've got their church blueprint down, but not quite. What about you guys? Is there a church in sight? I see the build points, but no church. I think that's the same for all of them. And yeah, I'm going to slow on the veg early on, I think, because there's been times where I get it in straight away, but they're so costly now. I don't need it right at the beginning. We just need to make sure we're building in the variety of food, right? Now, we have a lot of food, though. Mushrooms, fish, and eggs coming in, so we can't be too bad. We really need to turn back on the storehouse, so I'm going to slow down the build and get this moving because there's no way our planks and stuff are slowing now, so we need to make sure they've got those things moving around. Let's get that in. I'm going to get these guys out into this flat land. There we go. I'm not going to do anything other than push forward, to be honest. Actually, I might not press anything. I'm just going to let them fight. Yep, that's good. Nice and easy. And then we'll get these guys home. So this is going to go straight to my town treasury. And we're going to bring these in. They've kind of nerfed the amount you get. It looks like we're in a drought season here. It's gone super dry. I've just realised, actually, we can't do anything here because we haven't got a family to build. And I need those houses in. I may have just wasted a migration month. What I'll do is turn the logging camp down to 2 now. Let's get all of this building in. Let's maybe rush one of these houses so we can at least get one family going. There we go. That's in. So this one is going to exclusively stay for a tier 2 build of some kind. Something I think is going to be our first way, either woodworking or ironworking. So we need 2 houses this way. That's actually something we need to consider. So we'll need kind of two or three businesses out this way to handle all that. But church is almost done. They're just finishing the fence off there that I can see. So we should be in. And there it is. Glorious. And hopefully they can smash out these houses and our trading post. And we'll start kind of selling things up. We'll leave just the 2 families again. I'll make sure all my businesses are running. We're going to have to turn off the mushrooms in a moment. It is shrinking. So we will pause and get that family back. I'll try and get a couple more. But it's pretty damn full. We have a lot of food. 13 months. Let's go ahead and pause that forager's hut then. Don't need to worry about those. And look at that. Smashing through the houses. I'm not going to set these to be expanded until the marketplace is in. I need that to kind of come now. Now, with this 94, I'll probably get some more chickens. We will grab in the honey eventually as something to sell, but that's the main thing. And let's start our first trades. So realistically, I think we'll export some planks. And we'll set ourselves limited to 50. You can sell the rest. I won't do firewood, but I will get charcoal burner in because it is so strong. So charcoal burner, let's just put it right in there, to be honest. That's good. And then we'll expand these now that we've got everything else. We'll have room for plenty of families. Thinking about a 3rd and a 4th chicken plot just to start getting the eggs in. And that'll help keep our meat ticking over through the winter as well. Not that we need to worry. We've got plenty. We've got 14 months of food anyway. How many fish have we got? 46. And look at that. I see our first sales happening already. So we've got charcoal burner coming. I'm thinking about what industry we kind of want to come in with next. And I kind of want to get all of my smaller businesses running from this section. So I'm actually going to connect this in. And I'm thinking we get one more in this section. That should be our 3 to start basic builds. And let's realistically look at what else we can do. We're going to obviously need to import tools. We're going to want to keep 2 for now. We'll up that later. I think we wait. We get our business going and then decide. So let's get 1 in the charcoal burner. So as soon as that comes in, we'll put those. We'll flip the marketplace to only use charcoal. All right, we'll take the surface deposit on this one first of the stone. So I'll just start collecting that up. I will rinse that down before we go any further, but I'll also go ahead and get the mining. Mining pit, I should be able to just squeeze on the end. I don't really want to waste trees. That one's good, I think. Yeah, let's go right in there. Might be able to fit a second one on it later. And there's the charcoal. So what we're going to do in the marketplace now is turn off firewood. And we'll say just use charcoal. It's honestly 1 person in charcoal kiln. It's insane how much they actually make. So firewood will not be a problem. I'm also going to go ahead and get a couple more ox spots just out this way. And I'm going to order one in a moment. I need to keep them flowing just nicely. Maybe we should go ahead and get our well. Right. I mean, let's just stick one next to the church. That's cool. I should be able to upgrade these guys then. And we'll start gathering some of that stone because I want to get probably the granary leveled up pretty early on. They don't take long to fill up. And then we probably want to consider our next houses to be somewhat farm-like. And these need to be close enough to this area to level up quicker. So let's use this spot. And let's get, I think by the hitching post kind of makes sense, doesn't it? I'm going to go for large-ish double one. You know what? I'm going to bring the road this way. We go around the back of this granary. And I'm going to utilize this spot to have 2. We're going to use this space. I'm going to go from the corner. And I should be able to get a pretty good farm in this one. Hold on. Let's see if it's better from that side. I'm going to get 2 veg farms in that bit. That looks good to me. And there we go. Tier 2 can come in. So I'm going to go ahead and upgrade these 2 houses straight away. And that should be the start of our first businesses. So if I get woodworking and spears on the go first, we should be fine. I'm going to put 1 in the mining pit now. Let's really start to get that going. And there we go. We've hit our medium village now. So everything's going to change from this point. But these guys, I should be able to get business in. So like I say, we can do crossbows this time. So that's going to be one of the first ones I do. But before that, I do need the joiner workshop and the blacksmith and iron worker. So we're going to need the blacksmith workshop as well. So we can create our own tools. So I don't need to buy them. So I'm going to actually, I automatically did that, but I'm going to turn off the tool import because we might be able to export them. We're going to make tools and then maybe a second blacksmith will be to make the other bits. And now I will prep these ready to have veggie gardens. But the seeds actually shouldn't be that expensive. They're not the biggest. So we'll have these ready for next year, right? Yeah, 26 for some beetroots there. And then we'll get another beetroot plot in this one. And now we're going to come advanced. I'm going to allow the thingies. I'm going to say planks if there is less than 20 stop. And then just produce shields. You gotta cap them, otherwise they go a bit wild. So let's say 70 is the limit. We can sell those, but I want to gear up my stuff first. And then this blacksmith, we're going to need the spears to start. And we're only going to create 40. So we've got enough. So one more thing we're going to need is the blacksmith, the bloomery. This is going to go right here. Look at that charcoal. Honestly, I told you, it is insane. 21 months of fuel, and that is just off 1 person in the charcoal kiln. It's so silly. But we've got our 2 beetroots now. I can also expand these and hopefully upgrade them to get the extra store. So I also need to start thinking about where we'd go. So if we were to go central, we need to think about easy start on setup. So this one wouldn't be too bad because it has farmland. So we'd actually want this section. And the reason I know it's got farmland is because there's only 1 rich node. So if I just open this, you see Emma fertility. It's always going to be really good on this plot. Haven't checked mine actually. There's some... of course I'm building on the 1 spot. There's a good bit of farmland down here and here if I wanted to farm in my region too. So it's not the worst. So yeah, this Shenfurt is actually the way to go. That would be a really good one. Anyway, let's get into our first winter. I think we're ready. 7 months of food shouldn't be a problem. And I can probably go ahead and pause the fisherman's hut now. And there we go. Let's get this burgage plot upgraded so we can then start tools. And we'll get one in the bloomery. We'll have a fuel restock on that too. And luckily, the tool, they're minor trades, right? So we can export, but we can say, let's keep 10. And then the rest can go. So I'm not going to unlock yet. So they make 3. They're not bad at all. And if we look at what the tools are, is literally 1 iron slab. Wow, they're so easy. But yeah, as you can see, there is so much that we can sell. So we're going to be able to sell spears, sidearms, pole arms, tools, and iron parts. Iron parts we need for the crossbows, though. So the chain of crossbows is a bit annoying. But that's fine. We'll need multiple shops to deal with it. So I think I'll continue this on, actually. I'm going to keep them in this kind of area. Right, I think we need to upgrade our storehouse. I'm going to go ahead and do that because Stone Camp is already getting full. So we would probably do well to try and sell some of our rubble stone as a minor trade too. So we can export that. It's not worth much, but we'll say let's keep 50 in stock or something for us. You can sell the rest at 1 a pop. And we'll start trying to make a bit of cash. Might get 1 more in there for now. Okay, with this one upgraded, then we need, what do we need? Regional wealth. We're going to be a little bit behind on that, but yeah, it will come eventually. This is like the perfect starter one for making cash, man. It's going to be so good. Right, Stone Gatherer's Camp. I mean, we're trying to sell them. I think I'll leave them in there for now, actually, just because we've got the spare families. But I do need to start probably mortaring and cutting those guys up, right? But we'd need to get a quarry down on it, because you need rough stone for the cut stone. Now, however, we can get in the mortar station, so the lime kiln, sorry. And this thing I'll probably just put right by here as well. And what I'm going to do is actually get separate storage for these 2 items. Now, it means further for the marketplace to travel, but I'm going to say basically don't put the lime stuff in. I'm going to untick these guys in the large storehouse this way, just so they don't have to keep walking to this one. And then we'll get the new one in, and that will be the one that holds it. Let's get this highest priority. Let's get that one moving first. Still got 4 houses, so don't need to worry yet. This large storehouse now, I'm going to get 1 more family in there because we're going to have a lot of movement to do. So this one is not going to have any shops. We're going to untick everything apart from stone related bits. And then I might use this as my sheep one as well. Yeah, I think I'm good with that. I could also put tools into that one. I could then get I could get raw iron and all that going in there. I don't know. Let's maybe move that around after. And as we start to make some more money, I need to look at my first lot of orchards at some point as well. So I think what I'll do, just reiterate these roads this way. So we're going to go around this pit. And I'll take out a few of this trees anyway, because I won't be cutting into this bunch for the most part, because we need to make sure that we're okay. Probably go for 2 orchards on that section. And let's get a fuel going and 1 person in the lime kiln now. So we need to get these tools going, don't we? I think for the most part, we've got spears and shields moving in. I think that's going to be filling our first spear militia, which is awesome. And we are going to go into our own armor here. So I need to start smashing out tools. We've got some iron slabs now. So let's get this one into the blacksmith workshop. But I'm going to quickly flip this one to tools. So we're going to say production limit, just we can sell. Let's maybe say 30 and then we'll sell the excess. I'm not bothered about a reserve of iron slabs really on those. We just need to make sure they're making them. And then we're going to need to upgrade this well. I think for the most part now we are good. So I'm going to just open this storehouse now for these guys to grab back and forth on this one. And hopefully we'll have some mortar coming in. So mortar might be one of the first things I unlock for sale. So it's only 10. There's a minor trade for it, actually. So I can just export this for now. Look how quick they're making those tools. The number going up massively. And we are going to start building the orchards on these 2. There isn't 2 families in there, unfortunately, but that's fine. And then what I'm going to also do is get a couple more this way. I think I'm okay with just a couple going in that one. Just some generics. And we'll go deal with this bandit camp that's just popped up also. We're over by our region. I should be alright to just fight them. To be honest, I reckon I can fight them at this bridge. Let's go over there. And we're into March now. And I've got my families to turn these back on. I'm going to upgrade to the herb garden to make sure we're good there. And I'm going to turn the fisherman hut back on. I'll probably just have 1 ticking in there. Plan is to also get some meat in now. That one needs upgrading because we're going to also make that another plot. This is the problem with this is we're going to run out of families, so we've got to be really careful. We've got these guys in. With these ones over this way, I'm going to start getting in some meat. And we're just going to exclusively get pigs because I might buy in salt depending on how much money we have. And I'll also get my 2 farms upgraded so they have more storage space. I need money to unlock this large shield. See, it's only 30, so I'm going to start exporting these. We're going to keep 10 in stock, and then I'm going to open the trade route. So let's start selling up some of our large shields. And these guys fought at the bridge and killed them without taking a loss. I knew they'd be fine. Or did they? Did they fight another one? Another bandit camp somewhere. No, they did kill them. And you'll see that we did level up just then, didn't we? And once again, we'll go to nearest town, because the more money we have in the nearest town, the more we can take in taxes later on, so it's not a problem. Alright, this one's now done, so we need to go into our next one, which we're going to need another blacksmith for the metal parts. It's actually crazy, isn't it, how many there is? Not sure what kind of balance we'll do for a lot of these. I do want to get the goats in at some point, but the main thing is going to be bumping up the veg early on. So with these, we're going to get the quinces moving on both. That should be fine. It's going to cost us a fortune, but that's all right. We should be making a fair bit from cash very soon. So trade-related stuff should be pretty good. Export should be pretty big money. So good on the stone. Even the tools we're now selling, that's good. I'm going to build this ready to get another orchard or 2 out this way. And I think these guys are going to be veggie plots now. These are going to be pretty expensive. I'm just keeping a very close eye that we're not getting too close on this bit. So we'll go for just another 2 there. And they're going to aim for carrots, I think. And all this space we're clearing is good and ripe for the picking of more houses. So I'm just going to bring this one. Honestly, I might bring this to connect into that there. And then we can have one coming through this bit, because these aren't going to move, right? That's my thinking. So we keep this. All right, what businesses do we want in these burgage plots? I think we continue the animals. And I will expand that afterwards. I think I will stick to the pigs for now. Maybe. We should start to see pork coming in really soon. It won't take long. Eggs numbers looking pretty good as well. And then this way we're going to put veggie plots on these 2. Just got to wait a year or 2. So it's probably worth us looking to get our 5 honeys in now as well, because we get less yield from these in a moment. So I'm just going to put my honey plots out this way, I think. I'm probably just going to go pretty mental, get all these built like that. We'll go animals and honey. So I'm thinking chickens and honey along this. And the reason I'm doing chickens now, guys, if you didn't know, there is a big requirement at tier 2 and 3 for both animal produce or fruits. So at tier 3, you need both. So animal produce is eggs, right? That's the only thing you can kind of really do at the moment because there's no milk or anything in. So there is actually a value in getting eggs in now. Okay, we'll get the first set of apiaries in. This is great. And I will continue pigs on these. It's going to take a little while just to build up that revenue. And obviously I'm going to focus up some iron parts here. So I'm just going to allow that to come out as much as we need. Iron slabs are pretty low, so we're going to need to get some more. How much is my raw iron looking at? Iron ore's pretty low too, so we're going to need 1 more mining family. And then 1 more in the bloomery. We could maintain high. Yeah, let's go high maintenance in the bloomery. And maybe the same for this guy. Because we're making a lot of tools now, so this counts as each other, right? And then we can move on to deep mines after. And already getting quite big. I love the layout already, though, with our little thicker roads going through. Should we check our rivals quickly? See how they're doing? Usually pretty well, actually. Yeah. What about you guys over this way? I've specifically turned random raiders off, by the way, guys. The reason I did that is I don't want them burning down these villages. I want to do it. Because I find them tedious by the end as well. There is no point in them. Like, I know it's good for building influence. But we'll do that through the tithe, hopefully. That's going to be the plan. Which does remind me, I do need my manor house. Which will be some planks, which we need to get our hands on. I'm going to stop selling planks soon. Might do that now. No trade on planks. And the mortar, I've just seen, I'm probably going to open a route for this. I'm going to keep 20 because we need it for upgrades. Although, no, you know what? I'm going to keep a bit. Because if we build a castle, we're going to need them. So let's maybe... You know what, I'll say 40. I'm actually going to establish a trade route for mortar as well, see if we can get more money made there. And then my next step is to keep a close eye on iron slabs. We've got iron parts coming. There's also something else we can sell, but I won't be selling them straight away. So we're going to need our first bowyer workshop here. And that's this one right there. So our next set of units is going to be crossbowmen, which I haven't used in quite some time. So I'm quite excited about that. Let's get a second apiary in. It's going to be pretty costly to get these up and running, but I do think they are worth it, because then if we can pull food in, as we're seeing now, the beetroots are coming in, we'll get that boost from these guys. And we do need them to counteract our choice, right? So our development choice is the... Actually, we're okay. We did livestock efficiency. So animal pens, chicken coops, and pastures. So we'll get slightly less meat on these, but actually it doesn't affect our farming. So should we lean into that a bit more? So we're going to need extra pigs and stuff in. Oh, look at that. This storehouse already full of stone and mortar. So we're going to get that one upgraded. And I'll make sure that's turned off. And are we needed anywhere else yet? I think granary supply is still okay. What are we going crazy on here? The rubble stone is nuts. I might just... Is it worth pausing that? I don't think it is. We just need to get the trade routes unlocked. Already got that one unlocked. There might be a couple of minor ones we can do like this one, but it's not going to bring in that much money. I'd be in favour of unlocking the tools one for sure. And then maybe start buying in the horses. So we're going to need to push into our backyard stuff a bit heavier here, because we're not getting anything. It's a bit rubbish. I'm going to have to push in beetroot and carrots on this one. And we'll also expand these. And the reason I'm doing that is because the fisherman hut is hardly fishing at all, because they're growing so slowly. And the mushrooms are out. Completely out. So I'm going to put that down to 1 again. We're now already in August, so they will be running out very soon. And I don't think we got a single fish this year. Did any come in? No, not a single fish. It took that long to grow, so... This was rubbish. Don't know whether that's intentional. I have no idea. So if we can buffer it with these, we should be fine. We have pork, bit of chicken meat. We have mushrooms hold in pretty well. And then at least we got the beetroots coming. Now next year we'll have the quinces as well. So they shouldn't be too bad. They just take a little while to grow. And I expect to see iron and all that. So yeah, iron parts, man. 46. So Bowyer's Workshop, I think we've accidentally been making these. What we're going to do is limit the crossbows, and I'm going to go and kill this bandit camp. We're going to start knocking up some of them, and let's go make a bit more cash from this bandit camp. Luckily, they keep coming over this way, so I can just fight them all in this bit. We have 125, so let's unlock that metal parts trade, or sorry, the tools. Then we're going to focus the rest of the cash into getting the... 2 more apiaries in. Sorry, 3 more apiaries in. And we'll once again fight over here. They don't... Oh, it is only a stream. I don't know why that bridge exists then. Not that it matters. We'll take that ourselves. Straight to town. You don't... Yeah, you used to get the double as well, didn't you? You don't get that extra bugged amount, the double amount anymore either. Alright, let's buy in our first horse. Money is good. And then we'll get in a third... wax thing, and I'll come in here just so they start storing it in here, because even if you haven't got the trade open, they will start sending it anyway. We're going to give away both honey and thingy. Don't need either of these, so they're going to go. They're pretty expensive, but they are good money makers, so we'll get these guys in. Now obviously you could get more of these guys in to make money, but you only have a maximum of 10% you can get from the apiaries to buff pollination, so I'm not going to go above the 5, but we will sell the excess off. I'm going to go for 2 more chicken coops on the end, so we'll have the 5 apiaries, 2 chickens. We're in October, we only have 5 months of food. Still no fish, is that right? Yeah, they seem to be bugged, not growing. I could turn it down so they just fish anyway. I might do it, actually. Let's see, we'll get the numbers down. It was set to 112 for some reason, but now they're fishing. I wonder if I just fish a little bit, it might go back up afterwards. Right, how's iron looking? I'm going to get a third family in the mining pit. Got 200% effectiveness from the tools. We have plenty of tools to keep using. I'm looking. We got 37 warbows. We've got 18 crossbows now. So I should be able to get a crossbow section done. And we'll start bringing those guys in. Lovely. And then we'll get those sold out afterwards. So we have somewhat decent little fight to go by. And I've got plenty of planks to get my manor house started now as well. Where do we want this? This is going to be castle related, right? And we're going to push into this region. So I think I'm going to potentially go in this section. And we'll just commit the basics for now. And I am going to check in on these guys. So I know there's been mixed reviews about what they do behavior-wise, and I haven't quite seen, but they do like to make a lot of one thing and not sell them. So they are quite interesting. It does make me hold hope for how they're going to be in the future. They're going to be incredible. If they can really hone in on how good the AI is, they actually come and try and attack you as well. Would be incredible. Okay, we managed to get to 6 months and we're in November, so we are fine. A good amount of eggs coming in now and pork. So just checking this fisher hut. I might now change this number back up to, let's say 80 as the reserve. Let's see if we can keep these multiplying. So they'll stop fishing it. We'll turn them off and just see if this does actually go back up again. And let's commit to our last apiary here. Obviously no one living in these yet, but they'll still start producing, which is great. Just setting my exports ready up. There's some we can make money on. I'm thinking about we turn on the war bows. It's only 80. They're not worth that much, but money should tick up pretty well soon. So we're going to need to decide where we chop from. I'm going to move this logging camp now. We've got enough. I'm going to go ahead and stick it right out this way. And I'll get a little road going in. I'm just going to get them to cut into this as much as possible. Honestly, I think we might end up building around this area and then this would become the wood. Depends how big we get. Because I might put the effort into growing the other regions. Whatever can bring the money in, right? I'm going to get a second family in the granary and I'm also going to upgrade it real quick. So it's done. I'm just going to check how we're looking on storehouse. I think we're going to need another one in there. Let's get another one in the trading post. Let's order our second horse. And we'll get those permanently assigned as well. And we'll consider another business. Let's get it in there. And we've got enough for it to unlock another major trade. Or two. So, should we get rid of the weaponry or the bows first? I'm not actually producing any more than these 37 at the moment. So, we're actually producing sidearms, I think. So, we could set that one. Should we do the wax? Honey or wax? It's going to have to be honey, I think. I'll be better off saving to do the wax first. Yeah, let's save it for that. There it is. That should be the wax done. So let's get that one. Beautiful. Does mean our honey will be 200 now to get that up, but we'll say 0 on there. Export it all. We should get quite a bit in. And it's worth good money. Now, fish didn't move back up at all, so I don't think they do during the winter months. That one, see my last one when I had the double fish, it was insane. Yeah, when you get the rich node, it just, you can't eat enough. But the generic node, they just don't multiply that fast. Let's have a look here. So 63 iron ore, 19 slabs, iron parts. That might be one we could sell quite well. And it's right down here. It's only 150, so we can export that. We'll say, let's keep, to be honest, do we need more than 10? Probably not. Let's get just 10 remaining. Right, let's repopulate our logging camp before I absolutely forget. Every time I move them, I forget. I wish when you moved them, you automatically got them back, but we ran out of timber because of that. I wonder, I can't remember whether it unassigns your livestock as well. There you go, it does. Let's get another ox in. Let's also upgrade these two. I'm going to start really ramping up the animals in this front as well. Okay, the fish multiplied correctly this year. Beautiful. I can unpause that and unpause that. So we've got the correct growth in to bring in some food. Good news is we got carrots and beetroots coming in on good amounts now. So I'm quite happy with that. And we should be able to get this number back up on food. Now I'm going to upgrade the remainder of my farms to tier 2. And we're going to have to consider the clothing and beer at some point. So we will need our livestock posts. So I will keep this out on this section. I'm actually considering doing my farm stuff, my sheep stuff over this way, actually. Let's get livestock near this area. And then we'll get these kind of set up. So let's put in a couple of pastures in this direction. So I don't need to worry about it. And I'll set up a complete separate storage system for these guys. I don't want to go, probably over 100 is kind of the number I'm aiming for, just to supply this town. So I'm hoping each town can be pretty much self-sufficient. There will be some trading that happens. We'll get one wool farm, one weaver's shop. I think this will be enough to keep us going for a little while. And then we'll get our own storehouse that is used for both of these purposes in this bit. So this is going to be all of that. We'll turn that off from marketplace. I'll untick everything apart from the wool-related gear. And what I'll do in these storehouses is make sure they don't have any of it ticked. So we want yarn, all clothing related items to not be involved in this process. I'm okay for them to have the shoes and clothing because we want them to transfer to there, but the raw resources, we want to keep it nice and close to this section. We're almost at our limit for houses again. That was very quick. Luckily, we've got some very happy population. Oh, look at that. I didn't even know. Plus 10 influence per month based on current effects of approval. So because they're happy with approval, you get actual influence. I didn't even know that was a thing. Since when? Maybe I just never keep my guys that happy. I've not noticed it. That's hilarious. So realistically then, how are we looking? What do we want to get in? Beetroot's a good yield. We're going to have fruits soon, but I'm going to need to consider more. So do we buffer the meat or do we buffer the fruit first? We're going to need the tier 2 church as well. That could get the approval higher actually. So we will focus on that. So a mining pit's pretty far away, but I'm going to get this one set up anyway. And I think I'll just carve straight through this woodland actually. Probably bring a road around the back of the pond. There we go. We'll keep that moving. I'll get this one built in. Mainly want this started first though. Didn't take them long. Right, livestock trading post. We're going to get one in there and we're going to say import probably, I think 8 sheep should be enough to start. We've got good money. I also want to go ahead and make sure that we're getting these trade routes unlocked. So let's stick with what we've already got, and that is honey now. So let's get that one unlocked. We have 47 to sell. That was for 4 a pop, so it's not bad. Between those two, that should make good money. Let's get a 4th one of these and the next horse. So we've got the 3rd horse in. 1 trading post almost full. And we're ready for a tier 2 there for our next factory-esque worker. Lovely amounts of stuff coming in now. Honestly, I've got a limit on the crossbows. I probably need to turn that off or bump it up to 100. So I can keep selling. And then I can get that one upgraded afterwards. And we've already got our first sheep in. That did not take long. I'm not going to fill these up till we get all 8 in, but I need this storehouse to finish first. And they've actually finished the clay mining pit already. So let's get that moving. Then we'll make clay furnace. Let's just pop the clay furnace over this way when we've got the goods. And the storehouse is done. So let's go ahead and untick everything and make sure we get the right resources in here. So I want all of this to be almost perfect, really, guys. That's the plan. So we'll just do clothing items. And then from here, the house will make the rest, right? So if we aim for a weaver house somewhere in this vicinity, so I'm thinking we get a road this way. We get this as designated weaver house. There we go. We get the perfect small house in that section. That will be doing clothing only. We got this one upgraded, so we've got multiple businesses we can now do this side. So what do we want now? I think we either get the 2nd bowyer or another blacksmith. I think blacksmith, we've got a lot of iron coming in. And I really need to start maybe doing a small tax, but I'm going to just hold fire for now. Just want to get all of my trade routes unlocked before I do that. Right, there's sheep are in. I reckon we can start building up a small amount in these guys, and then we'll get 1 in this storehouse to make sure they're just grabbing this. It's going to be a little bit slow and steady. This one we need the upgrade before we get anything else, which is just going to be planks. I'm actually considering a 2nd plank workshop now. I think that's the right thing to do. So I'm just going to squeeze one there. We're going to get this going into this bit. We are growing pretty quickly, so I need to make sure I'm keeping up with the demand. See, these mushrooms here is completely full. I'm going to leave 1 in the fish. That's doing great. We've actually got the food up quite well. I'm going to double the mushroom one just to get those numbers in. It wouldn't be such a bad thing to kind of stabilize where we're at the moment as well. All right, we're just taking out a bandit camp on the bridge. Why not? Well, I say on the bridge. They're going to come in 1 by 1 over the tiny one. Just casually walking up nice and slow. So daft, isn't it? Go on, just push them forward, guys. You're fine. Go, go, go! And we'll get those in the nearest town. Only 95 again. Town is pretty mega. We've got a pretty good layout already. It is very rainy, so really, really good stuff. I do have the clay, by the way, guys. So I'm going to start just tapping that in now. Because I think we have 12 clay, so I can get everything I need for the church bar the cut stone, which realistically I need to go ahead and get the deep mine done. This stone surface only has 1 thingy in it now, so I'm gonna you know what, I'm gonna let them finish grabbing it, and then once this is gone we'll get in our mining pit. I think we can get it already, to be honest. We need the quarry. I think we can squeeze it on. Yeah, not enough goods, but we can get it just in here. Desperately need this second saw pit, though. I think it's important that we probably get livestock assigned to them. Maybe just one of them, and then we'll order in one more. 360 in the pot. Let's see what else we're making on our new ones, because we did set them up. Alright, looks like we're knocking up some pole arms. I'm going to get a bit of a surplus. I actually want to get some pole arms in my units. So I'm going to go ahead and get one of those recruited. Let's get some pole arm militia in there, because why not? And then what we'll do is get... I'll keep them on that, actually, and sell them. Pole arms sell for 5, don't they? Although, side arms. It's just insane that they sell for so much more, really. We'll get one of each, though. I'll unlock that pole arm trade route. So once we've got our militia done, they can sell the rest. We should now see planks ramp up, which is already the case. How's food looking? Beetroots, carrots are good. We need to get some more cabbage. And looks like this one's ready for the clothier. So if we come on in this way, we've got 11 yarn now. So already ticking in. I imagine we've already got... Well, we're going to get some lambs very soon. So I can go ahead and probably pause the livestock trading post because I'm not going to need it. For some reason, the horses are chilling over there. Why not? Right, this next burgage plot level 2 is in then. So do we want to commit to our second bowyer's workshop? Or do we go into armor? So we can get helmets, right? Again, it's all money, so it's going to be crazy. Let's get our second bowyer's workshop. So they're done. Already maxed out at our almost our 100 crossbows anyway, so that's the next one we can unlock. So we'll have pole arms coming in. Side arms will be next. There's going to be still 2 or 3 more houses in this box that I've got to do. So sorry, just double checking. We've got tools, we've got metal parts, and we've got pole arms. I need 2 more for these 2. I'm not even going to unpause the forager's hut and stuff now. I just don't need to. Fish, they're growing slowly. I could probably leave that in as well. Oh, someone's taking something. That's kind of annoying. Oh, it's over there. I could fight them for it. If I go and fight them for it, I do actually keep it, which would be hilarious, but it's so far away. I want to see, what have they got? It's a good farmland, isn't it? That would be hard to look after, though. I'm doing it. I'm resolving it on the battlefield. Let's go. I'll have to see how many units they've got, though. I just heard them come through, so they typically buy up the units to fight, and they're coming into my area. You cheeky. Let's see how many units they've got. So they bought some mercenaries, but they typically come in from all different angles. Where's the battlefield? It's all the way over there, so we need to get in there, pretty much. Although I'm not sure if I take it if I kill these, but I don't really want to kill them in my own land, so let's maybe back up to this section. Yeah, retinue absolutely exhausted already. I'm going to get rid of the retinue. Let's use these 3. View them this way. And we'll flank them with a crossbowman. We get to have a go with the pole arms, though. Nasty damage dealers. But even if they take this region, it doesn't matter. I like that they make a claim and do try, though. It's quite funny. So we're going to get both of you in defensive. We'll slow this down. And as they come in, we're going to bring this crossbow militia around the side. Don't have as much range, although they killed one already. We're going to shoot in from the side, and we're going to collapse in on this one as well. So we're going to full sprint into that, and we're going to push forward. And they are officially stuck, and then once these guys get in place with sprint, let's go. We're going to rain terror on the back of these, because the pole arms are taking a beating. And they're loading up. Boom. Do not miss your shot. Look at him, casual trader walking through the middle of the fight. Yeah, the crossbow's just ripped through that. Our pole arm's pretty much gone, but I think we managed to hold it just fine. Unless the crossbowmen are killing mine too. Oh no, they broke it. Good. Why are those spearmen turning on my crossbowmen? That's all good. Everyone. Oh no, they're not. They're just running. Cool. We took it. We got a new message. I don't know if I need to go stand a unit over there, but I am definitely going to take the pole arms home. Disband those. I'll take these 2 over. We managed... If I drop claims... Yeah. Yada, yada, yada. There's 2 there. Okay, we can go defeat these anyway, so I'm going to go and fight these guys. 2 more came through the side, so we'll go and fight them off with these guys. We've got ranged and spears, so it shouldn't be a problem. We'll wait for that one to replenish. I think, all in all, though, plenty of food, so looking really good. So yeah, let's get our clothier built. just for the happiness sake, because you get that influence. The battle begins, so we're going to need to focus on that. Let's get the tailor workshop started whilst we go and fight. Got that I had him on the sprint. Silly me. You stand there. Is that in the zone? It is. You guys sprint back this way. You stop there so you can get some energy back. God, their effectiveness is going to be terrible because they're so tired. Oh, my units are stuck. Have you got energy back yet? Okay, we're good. I'm going to run these away. Try and catch these into that. So I don't lose too many. Then we can turn and shoot. Whew. Yeah, I got caught out with the tiredness there. I forgot that I had them on sprint. It's okay to have these on, but looks like we'll still be good. Let's get those to start shooting on that then. Get crossbowmen to deal with that. No sprint. And then these guys continue to push on this one. And we'll try and get around them. No idea who wins this fight. I think the crossbowmen do just because of damage, but I don't know how well their arrows will hurt us here. Let's see if we lose a number or two compared to theirs. Yeah, we look like we'd end up losing. We could sprint into them. We can push them out of the circle. I plan on taking this and not actually doing anything with it, though. That's the thing. Oh, they are on 35, actually. We might be able to catch these out. We got them. Boom. There we go. So we might win if they don't send anything else in. Yeah, we took it. Lovely. Right, let's move back then. We'll take that little sneaky one we stole from them. And I can come back and do my work. I'm going to start this one. I was going to do an orchard. I'm going to start this one as cabbage, I think. And just looking now, we got loads of iron ore. I think we're good to start the rough stone and that sort of stuff now as well, which is another chain. I've got so much. Last bit, 36. I don't mind losing that, so I might build over the top of that now. And honestly, I'm going to squeeze the quarry into these houses perfectly. We're going to go nice and snug like that. Right, how's the well looking? We've got 15 more slots, so we're good there. So yeah, from this I should be able to get our cut stone workshop. So stonemason, I'm going to chuck in this bit. I think what we'll do, I've already got it set, haven't I? I have, perfect. We'll have all this going. And tailor, we're going to flip to close via yarn. We'll slowly see that come in. We'll need to buy in the brewer stuff from the marketplace. So I'm going to have to spend some money at some point, but I'm not in a rush. I'm not in a rush. Now, in reality, that is the quickest 3 years. It felt like pretty crazy. How many? We got 2 lambs now. So yeah, that number will go up quite considerably as well. So I think we're fine on this one. Let's have a little look. I think we need 1 more horse for these guys, but I also need to unlock some more. As I say, we've got war bows in that we did, didn't I? So I need to change that over. And I'll set a limit of 100 on those guys as well. And I'll unlock the trade on that one. They're not worth loads, but I'm going to do it. Just because they're easy. Easily monitoring. 160 there. Right, let's get in our cabbage. And let's expand this house. And then we'll get up to tier 2 afterwards. So keeping a close eye. I see the first 2 clothes up in the garment section. Looking nice. I think for the most part we can't actually replace the spear militia without the spears. We've got 3, so I need to make a couple more. So I just need to get these guys in. Let's get the quarry moving and then the stonemason station as well. So we should have everything for the wooden church once we get that going. Self-sufficient. I think this woodcutter's lodge could probably benefit from moving this way now. So let's get that in. I think for now I'm actually just going to plant the trees here, guys. And I'm just going to get them to plant all around them. So we don't have to keep moving it. There's loads of room anyway. I can finish going all this way, but for now we don't need to worry. And I've got my first 6 dressed stone. They are worth an absolute fortune to sell. We got 598, so I might even be able to unlock that one. 630. Worth 7 a pot. We only ever want 20 maybe. Look how much water we have. We'll turn off rubble stone trade now, so we don't need to worry about that one ever coming into here. It might do me good to get something else going in the bloomery, maybe a second one. They are pumping them out really quickly, but I don't want to hinder the other items that we're doing. I don't think we are. I got 94 iron parts. I think we're fine, to be honest. Yeah, we're good. We're good. I'll just chill. We need to consider what we're going to have as tier 3 houses this way. So we're going to want some nice ones in this section. Nuzlow's trying to be claimed. Let's get 3 there. Do I just go fight them as well? Just take that one? That's kind of interesting. No, I'm going to let them claim a second one because I want to see how they build on their second zone and see if they do any trading and stuff. It's going to be interesting because they do hit this limit pretty much, where they'd go no further. Now, I kind of blocked this one. Oh, we have 915 in. We really should start taxing soon, but let's go for the... We've got to do crossbows here. Let's unlock the crossbow route. Realistically, don't need more than 30, I don't think. I can hear them. They doing some fighting. They've unlocked this one. Let's see if they start to build. I see the road layout coming in, so they definitely do. What are you guys doing in my settlement here? Wayward Sons. It looks like one of them can be upgraded, so we can get that started. You can also be upgraded, so that's 2 more businesses so we can get tier 2. We've got the families to accommodate them, so I'll keep going. Honestly, what I'm doing is just getting that real baseline infrastructure and needs met, and then just pump crazy into taxes once we hit a certain amount. But we do want to keep this up. I want to get up to 80 again, so we can start getting influence gained from that. But we're on 149 population as well, so pretty damn good. We want to scale this steady every single time. Now, are we ready for our church? Almost. How many we got? 17 dressed stone. We're almost there. We are going to now scale in some more fruit farms after these. So I need to pick a spot. Realistically, I think we can go this way. I'm going to get 2 more over there then. So I'm not sure what I'll put in there. We'll probably go for some of the longer lasting ones, the apples or something. No idea how many years this is going to take me. We're already in the 4th year. Like I say, 152 pop now. What are your guys just wandering around my area for? Like, can you go away, please? Let's see how he's building. How's your second zone coming, mate? Or have you just built roads and nothing else? Just roads and nothing else, is it, buddy? Yeah, looks that way. Now, I'm not sure entirely if they officially start to build in these second zones, because there's a bandit camp there. Maybe they need to get rid of that first. Does seem to be going that way. Right, let's get our businesses in then. So we said, what did I say? Small shields. So we need 1 joiner's workshop. Then the next one is going to be another blacksmith. Then we're going to upgrade you. All of this is reliant on us keeping a continual amount of everything. And so far we're okay. We need probably another bloomer though. We've got that bloomer on double. I'm going to get another one. We've really got to work with the small amount of families we have, because once we turn these into tier 2, we no longer have them for use over this way. So, right, this is going to be small shields. I'm not going to do wooden parts yet because it's 2 planks to 1. We actually just want small shields. And then I can recruit my next small shield, guys. 156 or something we just sold. Yeah. Right, we're going to export small shields. We're going to establish that route. I'm going to keep 10 for myself. And we're actually going to recruit some militia footmen. So we're going to start getting those guys in. And with that new business this side, we're going to go for sidearms. And then it's just spears in this one. Right, let's get spears on the go there too. So we're all good. Are we good on planks? Yes. We're good on... Oh, we got church upgrade. Bam! Let's get it. Should get our influence back up. And obviously getting everything set up for tier 3 is going to be really important for our tax related stuff as well. So I'm going to put on a really small percent now. We're going to get -3. So let's just go for the -1 on 2%. Do we get the same for 3%? So we'll go for the 2% with a -1 approval rating. So then I can keep this up enough once the church comes in to keep it above 80%, I think. We'll see. Storehouse supply is just going to go through the roof, though, as we keep producing these. We're going to need a second one in at some point. And we'll go for 2 apples. We'll extend one of those. And we'll hopefully get those to tier 2 when we can. I think our second bloomer was in. We're going to get 1 in there. I'm going to keep that generic on the old reserve, because I think that should be fine. We've got plenty of charcoal. The firewood's a little low. Can't lie. So let's get a second one in there. We're getting a bit far away now, so we're going to need a forester's hut to start planting. Let's go. Let's go maybe there. That's good. You guys just carry on planting trees, because we are very low on pop now. There we go. We got our first 12 coins in the treasury. I think it's important that we unlock dressed stone as our next one. 770 it is, because that will just keep getting way too high to unlock otherwise. Okay, we have enough for our dressed stone unlock, so we're going to do that. That takes us all the way down to 110, but that's fine. So dressed stone, hopefully we can make some sales. That will make us a lot of cash. I'm going to get in the 4th horse. How many ox do we have? 2 spare, so we're going to need to get more of those guys in as well. And we're going to need more stable space. Let's utilize this gap that we left to chuck a few in. How's these iron slabs looking now? Still low. We are pumping stuff out. We've got a lot of pole arms, a lot of spears. Wow. You need to start selling that stuff, man. Here's how the army's looking, by the way. So got a few numbers in each. Going to take a while before our treasury number starts ticking up, but that is with intent because the tax rate will increase eventually. But there we go. We're back up to the passive income for Burgage 2 and 3, as well as the influence. So really good stuff because of the church there. Church is really important to get up as soon as possible. So if we look at our tier 2s, all they're missing is alcohol, right? So clothing wise, just want to point out we do have some still ticking about. So if we come into our marketplace, we can see it's 100%. So all we need is our very own brewer. And honestly, I think I'm going to get a new house in for this next to the tailor section. Another one for the taking. There we go. We're going to keep that. That's Leidenfeld is the middle one. It's not the one I wanted either, so I might let them have that. Wow, you're expanding fast, actually, and then building nothing on it, you weirdo. All it means is it costs us more, though, you know, so I might fight them. Yeah, I'm going to fight them for it. Where is it? Where the hell's the zone? Really? Why is it all the way over there? Coming in from the side. So what we're going to do is go and get in the circle. That's the most important thing. They're going to take some time to get over. I don't know if they've hired up more units from somewhere else. I did see that it popped up a few times. They did. So they've popped up units from all over. This is going to be a pretty tough fight, actually. So it might make sense for us to go and fight this first. We're going to have to take those out, then single out the other units whilst they're all apart, because otherwise we're going to lose. Oh, there's one there too. Okay. I reckon my retinue might be able to kill those. I'll just stand them here. I can get rid of that just to hold those ones. These guys, realistically, we're going to put here. I'm going to let them sprint real quick just to get over there. And then we'll turn that off once they start to dip. Which is now. We'll line these guys up. We'll get you off to the side. Maybe over this way. Nice wide line. We'll take that one out. So, retinue. How are you doing? Not very good. There's 2 left. That's fine. They've thinned the herd a little bit. Come on, retinue. You got this. I'm going to need to occupy the church to bury these now. The one lone man. You can do it, man. Look at him go. With his tiny shield. Oh, he killed one. Good man. Absolute beastlet on his own. Oh, he's getting mullered. Go on, mate. Okay, they won. Right, there's 12 left. That's fine. Should be fine to get these. What I don't like about the pole arms is how slow they are. And they do die pretty quickly, which can become a bit of a problem. At least we thinned that one down by 6, the local thugs. Right, these guys are running in on this, actually, which is a problem. Let's turn them on that. You guys shoot that, maybe? Whilst we push in on these guys. Maybe get the pole arms up this way just to stand guard. I'll hit them with the crossbowmen whilst these guys kind of push in on this. Come on, quickly kill. You completely sandwich them, so it shouldn't take long. There we go. I actually want the pole arms to back up here. I want the spears and the swords in on that. These guys go there. Honestly, I might do a full push on that. I might even leave the crossbows to not shoot, because I'm convinced they kill them. I don't know. We lost a bit there, didn't we? Not loads. They got 2 archers. Oh, it's the Wayward Sons. They're going to be a nightmare to kill. And we can turn back on these at least, and then go that way. Come on. Good job. Right, off we go. No sprint, please. Right, how's home looking anyway, before I forget? So this apple one can be upgraded. That one not yet, because they haven't moved in. Is there anything else we need? Nope, money's still ticking up. We just need to replace our retinue at some point. But we'll do that once we get money. Sheep, we have 16 lambs. So clothing, I imagine, would ramp up at some point. I also need a malt house and beer then, like I said, and then I can really start to get to tier 3. Can kind of change it. We've got 75 days to take this, so it looks like just 2 lots of archers. Oh, hello. There's 3 more that way. How are you affording all these? We need to hurry up then. Let's go. The battle begins. If we kill them before these guys get over, we win. So, problem is going to be actually hitting them. Hopefully they run forward though, so we can just muller them. And these guys will probably just shoot on that. Yeah, we've caught them out. Lovely. Straight in, please, because they can't leave the circle, remember? So they will just stay in there. So it's mine. Peace declared. Now we're going to have to bury those. We have three locations without even trying now, so that's awesome. It's actually this one that I wanted, though. But this could be industries again. So we've got... there's only 116 salt, but there's another lot of stone we do in there. It's actually really rubbish. I'm hoping there's farmland in that one. Anywho, let's focus back up. Let's get you upgraded now, and we should start to see, yeah, loads of cabbages. Just need that fruit to really start to come in. But yeah, until we take over the second route then, we're going to buy in the malt. Shinefurt being taken. What are you doing? Right, that's going to be all zones taken if I do that one. Kind of want it. There's no way they can afford all the other ones, but I also need these to kind of replenish. It's kind of the zone that I really need. Right, let's get this one upgraded anyway, because we're going to get the beer in. And yeah, I was just looking. Do I go straight for the barley? I think I do. So if we import... Let's start with maybe 20 barley. We're going to unlock the trade. We've got the money to. And then what I'm going to do is get the malt house in. I'm sorry, guys. I know I keep making you all fight, but we've got stuff to do. And it's on top of my town. Wow. Okay. Where are their units? We've got 2. The Lightmust. How are the Wayward Sons back? I just killed you. Oh, well, is what it is. So we're going to fight up here. It's only showing these, actually. Is that all you have? It may well be all they have. Okay, we'll fight on home turf. No problem. Battle begins. That must mean they're close in the trees somewhere. Go look at our guys in the snow as they wait for war. Oh, we're taking some shots here. Where the hell are you? It's not what we want. I don't see them. So I'm going to send 1 unit in to kill them, and I'm going to shoot with the other guys. That's so silly. As long as I leave 1 unit inside, actually, we should... Did that move? Oh, it's moved anyway. Okay, you guys run at that then. And we'll shoot with the other ones. That's fine. They can't run anywhere, so just run at them. And then we'll turn on these. Buy once again. Thank you. Thanks for playing. Right, it's mine. Wow, without... Look at this. Without even doing anything... I have these 4 pieces of land. There's no more bandit camps that can come in is the only downside. But I think we're at a position where we're good. So that is going to become our farm town very soon. So I should only have to buy malt for a really short amount of time. But yeah, this one's going to be our brewer anyway. And like I say, the malt house. So have I got my stone yet? I need 12. By the way, it's no longer food that's a problem. It's fuel. And it's not a problem per se, but I need to go a bit further afield with... a woodcutter's lodge, so I might stick them out this way. Might put them here just to like cut down these trees. I'll bring this guy across, and we got our rubble stone for the malt house. Good. Been pretty glorious, to be honest, so far. It's been nice playing it in a different way. And this one woodcutter's lodge, we'll just get 1. What's this? Stop families from working areas which are vulnerable to deforestation. That's the problem. There's a checkbox for that. I'm going to untick that because we're actually planting anyway, so don't worry. Let's get second one in the forester's hut. This will all regrow eventually. And should we get our tavern house in? I'm really kind of just keeping an eye to see. I don't need it yet. I can build a stockpile of ale, but I think we do get it. I don't know where to put it. I think maybe here? It's not too far. Yeah, we can get the first one there at least. All right, we got our 20 barley in. So yeah, as long as we get someone in the malt house, ale is a go. And there we go. Let's get 1 in there. There we go. I see my very 2 first pieces of ale. I am going to assign this to the tavern straight away, just so I don't need to worry about it, because this will get the approval slightly higher. That means I can increase the tax. I'm still opening. I've got no houses, though, to be fair. But let's get cracking on that then, so I don't forget. I'm going to get a bunch of houses through this bit. And I might get 1 orchard, just filling the rest of this one. I do it that way, look, that's a huge orchard. And behind the pub, or behind the tavern, oh look, it's so good. We are seeing a small amount of fruits come in. We just got to wait a little bit longer. Here we go. We have some ale coming in. So it's only going to go to some of these first. What we need to do is make sure it gets across to my farms. It's going to take a little while. I'm in no rush. The main thing is we keep this approval rating nice and high. Can't believe we've taken all these though. It's so good. I can plan out my farms very soon. So this one, as you can already tell, is going to be a major farm region. So this is going to be bread and beer. And maybe I might do clothing from flax. The fertility here is fantastic, and then this one will just be whatever we can make of it. And these are going to be our main three then, I think, before we go and take over. It's funny because, yeah, they never do build on the second one. They build some roads. That is literally it. Well, they're coming in. There's our first tier 3. Boom! It begins. And with that comes more cash. So we're already at the regional wealth of 900. We're only taxing at that really small percentage again. I'm going to slowly get my retinue back in. Still at 80%, so I want to keep pushing that higher because you get the... But this is the point. I think if you get the approval above 80%, you get passive income from Burgage level 2 as well as level 3, not just level 3. Just have to correct me if I'm wrong on that, guys. But I do see that change as I'm playing. I'm not going to upgrade my factories and all those sorts of things. It's going to be these main ones first. It's going to take some doing before we get the intertrade stuff going. Just to get that ale moving, we do need to consider just being cautious. Our main issue is going to be some kind of meat product, keeping them in. I've got a tick of pork and chicken, and obviously the fish. We've got 68 carp still in stock. But I think we need to pump those numbers a bit more. So these ones are probably going to need to be just that. So I'm going to do a bit of a variety. Ooh, I think our mining pit is exhausted. This officially has to become a deep mine. How much have we got in stock? 187. Looks like they're still going. It was that one, wasn't it? Yeah, it was. So our surface deposit is finished. Let's turn that into a deep mine then. That becomes issue of collapsing, but we'll be okay. So let's go ahead and get a few more animal pens this way. And yeah, I did make this fruit, so we're going to get our first lot of pears in this one. I'm going to double that bad boy as well. And there it is, our first tier 3 house over this way. Always doing the farms for that extra storage spot, man. This is a nice looking town. I love the organic shape that we've kind of created around the mines and stuff. Really nice. It's not that small yet either now. So we're looking at 181 pop. Just realised we've got all of our thingies. All of our blacksmiths that we need to do. We've got 2 bowyers, 2 woodworking shops, and I've got this one spare over this way. I'm not quite sure what I want to put in there. Armour. Let's go for armour. How much have we got knocking about? There's no iron slabs yet, but I'm thinking we get helmets. Now, how are those sheep looking? 16. Lovely. How about the other stuff? Clothing and ale looks good. We have no yarn, so maybe we need to up the weaver's workshop soon. I think, though, we're at pretty much 100%, aren't we? So you'll see now that tier 3 we're going to need shoes. So as we upgrade some, they are going to get a little bit unhappy. I would be very tempted to upgrade. Okay, malt is fine. Maybe upgrade these guys. I could do that. The animal produce and fruit. So we really need to start the fruit coming in. I'm going to decide what else we can export. I could unlock this herb one. Wouldn't make us that much money though. I think mainly, for the most part, we just keep going on these. I'm going to keep my clothes in stock. I'm not going to sell them. So I've got all of these unlocked apart from the sidearms. Actually, that might be one that we get unlocked there. So let's get that one going. And I actually just need more bloomers pumping. So let's get one more in. This one, let's turn up the maintenance on that. And let's get that iron going. So now that we've got our deep mine, this should continue to pump some out. This actually costs us planks lift per year as well. So we'll keep, that's only 6 per year actually. It's not expensive at all. I'm hoping I can get this fuel going. They are still trying to plant. It's just going to take a little bit longer. I see the trees coming in now. Just need to wait that little bit extra. And I've moved this to slow down logs. So we still got a surplus. I may go down to just 2. So we'll keep that protected resource area so they go a bit further afield. And then we'll let those guys kind of grow in. Yeah, a good amount of ale and clothes coming in. I just need them to get them across to the further houses. There we go. I saw it. What have I been missing? Ah, see? Animal produce and fruits. Boom. There we go. Get another one in. And it keeps dipping below the thing. Yeah, so you do. So over 80% approval is passive income from the burgage plots. So that's interesting. So if you can fulfill all needs, that's how you get rich. So there is a massive requirement for us to do that. I'm going to get one more in each the sheep and weaver's workshop. And I'm going to get this moving a bit more now that we have the sheep. Don't think we have that much pasture space, so probably want to get a few more of these in. And then I think I'm going to keep the numbers to a steady 100 or so, and we can utilize the butcher for some more meat on these guys. That's my thinking anyway. We need to spend some time on our farming settlement very soon though. There it is. A couple of tier 3s in now. Happy enough as well in their little farmhouses. Beautiful. Okay, it's absolutely time for us to take over this now, and I'm just looking at where we can put the settlement. So here's good. I think right in this middle bit we can get these roads going. Settlers camp. I need gold. I need gold. Okay, so we are going to need to tax. That is absolutely fine. Let's get that moving then, because I'm not going to be able to progress until I get this, right? So let's go to, let's get 8%, and then we'll try and make these guys that little bit happier. So as long as we've got ale and stuff coming in, we shouldn't have too much of a problem. General goods are absolutely fine. We've got no shoes. I need to consider getting some goats going, but slaughter of the sheep in a butchery would also do the job. So we got 20 sheep now, as long as we get this going. So what I'm going to do is hope for this to probably start filling up. All right, treasury changed to 21, so we just need our regional wealth to go up so we can actually just take that into our treasury now and settle this next zone. So I'm not going to buy any more retinue for a moment. I'm just going to focus up these sheep, and we will go for one more backyard extension out this way. And can I squeeze one somewhere around this way? I think, you know what, if I can get a butcher in there, which I can, that's perfect. That's where they'll go. And it might be worth me start getting some goats in just so we can get them ready for the shoes. I think that's probably a good idea. Now it won't be many, it'll just tick up a little bit, right? So we need those to start the cobbler shop. I see good amounts of ale now, so there should be some more farms we can get upgraded to tier 3, and this is cash, so let's get these moving. So first of all, you need to go to tier 2, which I forgot. Let's get these to tier 3 if we've got the money. These are going to cost us a fair bit, but we want all of these farms hitting that. This is a lot of people that will need to move in, though. And let's just check here. So granary will need to be done. Boom. And let's get one more in the storehouse so we've maxed that. So we also need one more granary, one more storehouse soon, but not yet. I'm also going to go ahead and continue a couple of farms this way. Now, this is going to cost us so much to keep on top of, right? So we're going to need multiple, and I think we just go with 4. And I don't know what I'll pick in there yet. I might have a couple with veg, but I think, honestly, veg is good. So it's going to be just absolutely hammering out fruits. And I think we're okay on eggs now, and I see pork and chicken. And then I think before long, we'll start to see some hides come in. Let's have a look at our clay pit before we go any further. Just make sure, because I think this is pretty much, yeah, this is empty. So let's go ahead and get rid of the mining pit now. Nothing left for us there, and that also means the clay furnace can go. I could buy raw clay in, but that's fine. I think as long as we keep those 80 roof tiles, that's probably going to be enough for what we need for the tier 3s anyway, because they only cost 4, so we can get quite a lot of tier 3s for that. And look at that, 40 ale in the reserves now too. Why are you so slow? There we go, there's the small town. So if we look at the needs here, we just need footwear, 2 types of greens, which we'll trade in, and that is it. And then we've got full tier 3 lovin'. It's absolutely time to get second trade post too, so we'll get one of those bad boys in. Yeah, just the spot out this way. Each tier 3 that we get is a massive amount of families we can fit in, by the way. These farms should be worked quite considerably once they come in. The yield will increase massively because they then hold 4 families. 3 or 4, give or take. So we'll be able to get loads. I see milk. So there is milk now. So there's goat's milk. Okay, that's new to this update too, which changes a few things here. Very nice. That means there will be some hides coming in. Let's get more goats in. Look at that. With the food variety, man, on this tier 4s, I'm impressed. So that means we will have some milk to go in. All right, we're going to go 4 livestock in this one. I'm going to assign 1 or 2 into this trade post. Let's maybe go... I could probably go all of them, actually. We'll have 6 spare anyway. Let's get 4 straight into this trade post. I'm going to buy in the horse every month that we can. Also, and I'm just sticking in these guys. So we're going to go probably pairs. Actually, no, we'll get more princes than this one pairs. That's fine. And we'll get these expanded. So I've got loads of room for families to come in. And we're almost at the 250. I could go for the big one. I think 250 will be fine. Luckily, by the time we get to it, it'll be the right month for it. So I will take over this section. Oh, he's trying to claim my section here. How naughty of you. I cannot allow that. As if you decided that you wanted to come fight me for a claim on my land. So, why is that so far away? Oh, we'll send our units out. We should be alright. We're pretty much full. But nothing in here yet. Where are they coming from? They're actually coming from my land anyway, so I might be able to just line them up in this section and take them out. But if I don't kill them in the zone, so yeah, we're going to want to set them here. So let's get the everything kind of lined there, should be fine. And then we'll just get these guys behind. It's fine. Is it Wayward Sons again? The Huntsman. Are they the only units they have? They are. So this is going to be easy defense, really. They're not going to be able to get in. We will just stand right ready here. I think everyone should be in place in time, so everyone just run. Should be fine. They actually killed one of my thingies. You can't run out of the circle. And my crossbowmen absolutely wiping the floor with them anyway. Good. Was the silly... Hello. And they're gone. Yeah, really silly attack there. I don't know why they bothered. We'll take it. Alright, with these extra ones coming in here, money is rolling in nicely. There's our second one there. And let's see sheep. Okay, 31 adults now. So that butchery, by the time this is filled, we're going to be able to butcher a fair few. I'm just looking, though, just waiting for these hides to come in. Like I say, won't be any yet. I'm very intrigued by that milk, though. So, clothing is incredible now. And I'm holding on with ale just fine. So... we've got these. We might need a second tavern in order to upgrade this one just to hold more. And I think I'm going to get that upgraded now, just so it's done. And then we don't need to worry about it, because then we can put another family in there and it'll serve further out. And then I can get these guys upgraded. Because at the moment it's struggling to get across to these 2 farms. Even worse so when these guys move in, right? So we have a maxed army. I've got to wait for maybe one more. I want a second crossbow militia to potentially come in as well. Which we've got more than enough to fill them out. But I just need a few more families. I could probably do that now. So let's do it. It will split these guys up, but that's fine. Pretty sure we can get 2 more. Is that right, though? We'll keep those as crossbow. Maybe 1 more militiaman. Yeah, that's going to be the army. So 2 crossbowmen, 1 polearm, 2 militia footmen, and 1 spear militia. And there's the large tavern. And I do love the large tavern. Now, don't worry about these tier 1s. There will be some tier 2s that get upgraded. Just got to be really careful when it comes to happiness. Although, I could upgrade a couple of them. The good news is I should be able to then fit more booze in here. So if I get a second family, we'll have the continuous supply for these guys. And there's a big treasury change. We've got a 61 there because our regional wealth is ticking up nicely. So I'm going to let that keep going now. This is where it should snowball with the second trading post. We'll get our 3rd livestock in so we can get that moving. And there we go. We finally over 1,000 on the regional wealth. I've still got a couple of trade routes I want to open, but I need to save the tax money, although the next one's going to be enough. So I'm wondering, we've pretty much done all of these, as you can see. So we've got all those trade routes. The other one is to start producing helmets. I need a load for mine anyway, and then I need to get some more in. So spears I need to unlock, which I will do. So let's go ahead, because we've got quite a few in stock. And we've got those kind of caps, so I'm going to get those moving too. And now we're finally going to start seeing some royal tax come in, but we are now ready. So let's go ahead and set our zone. Quite honestly, we'll go with... it's going to be cool when you get these, right? We're going to go with modest because it's a good time of year. We're in April. So I should be absolutely fine to move this along. And we are going to straight away go granary and storehouse. And I'm going to put those to highest, very high. Then we'll get the woodcutter. And this woodcutter we'll just kind of put here as well. We'll let these kind of do their thing. I should have enough to get the houses going. The well. I'm going to have to go like all the way over this way. It's so silly. Get a well in over there so it's done. And then we'll just stick in a small marketplace. Say small. We're going to be farming in this zone. So we want the marketplace to kind of just last. So we'll stick it in there. And then the houses. So we want to get this populated as quick as possible. And I realise this road that we built will not work. And it won't snap unless I rebuild it. Right, just get all this stuff moved in so I can pause it afterwards. And there we go. We can start getting the houses in. And we're going to do pack stations, I think. I am genuinely thinking pack stations with bread and grain. Just natural grain to bring it over. And hopefully I can start bringing malt and I won't need to buy it in anymore, which will then help with the money. All I need to do is decide on what we're going to send over. And I think we'll be able to swap for something like beetroots or cabbages. And eventually we'll have a lot of fruit. We just need the families to populate in these. Now this one's good. Hopefully we can get that one upgraded. But this should start some pairs. And I could get this army from this settlement, but I don't think I'm going to need to. As I say, the desire is going to be there to get as many in as I can. I'm going to wait until they finish building all three before I stick this in. See, approval already dipping pretty massively. And we'll get all three expanded. So when they are done, I think we're going to have quite a lot of logs here, actually. But we're going to need our plank maker. We need food. So we got good foraging here, didn't we? This is pretty much going to go here. And what better spot than right next to our granary. And then it's going to be firewood. And firewood will let them split trees from there. And there we go. We got the spare houses now. So I'll continue. I should be able to squeeze one this way now. That's what I was waiting for. With a little business in there. Another duo, and we should be able to get these in. So there's the 51. So I just need to get that food in. Which we're in May, so it shouldn't be a problem. We'll get this one up next. And as I say, the well was already done. So it's up out of the way. There it is. The forager's hut. So let's get one in that. I might get two in there, actually. Let's reduce the logging camp a second. Let's get two in the forager's hut. And we've got that one spare family now. So we'll go saw pit. And we'll say, do not do anything unless there's 8 logs. Let's go 6 logs. And then just make 50 planks. And we'll get one person in there. So one spare family to do any building that we need. And I've got 30 in. So I'd be in favour of getting one more hitching post up too. Actually, you know what? Whilst you're about, you can build those. And we'll have families steadily come in now. We've got room for 2 more. So I think food, yeah, look at that. Before we know it, mushrooms are good. So over here, we're probably going to want to double this mushroom plot. So I don't need to worry about food. So this one's not about satisfying them too much. Approval would be good, but it is about variety. And the good news is we have wild animals, so we can trade out the pelts early on as well, which is going to be pretty incredible. And we'll get charcoal burner straight away on that as well. Which actually, I might try and get this in straight away. I think that's a good idea. And then I'm just going to do some small planned roads around the back of this. Maybe some around the marketplace just to kind of have this nice and tidy. We've got some roads to work with. And then when they've got spare time, we're going to build in a couple of houses. There you go. Multiple families. I think we're good. We've got 4 and 6. Good. I'll keep the fuel going just so we've got them. And we will now unpause the granary. And the next one will go into the storehouse. And then one after that will be charcoal burner. And the second little village is up and running. Let's go over to Eschenhau again. Good. We're getting our people in now. And I can get this one to tier 2. And we need to pick our affinity here. So this one, again, like I said, is going to be farming. So I need to decide on the right farming technique. The farming elevation, I mean 20% on farms if they're better maybe. Mining labor speed. Hold on, let's have a look at what we've got. There isn't really any elevation either. Maybe it's kind of elevated. I don't know. Actually, it is on a hill. Maybe we take that elevation one then. We do get cheaper animal imports too, which would help early on. So let's go with Wieden Hinterlanders. Wieden Hinterlanders. Lovely. I can't wait until we get further into these. And because of that, we can get our cheaper imports, right? We probably also want to get, because we get the approval, just get random chicken coops in. So we'll get 1. Then we're going to have to figure out what we're going to sell. This should be pretty straightforward. I think I'm going to go ahead and just get the hunter's camp in as well. Just so it's ready. We can flip between the two then and get more approval. And look at this. We're flying up now. Regional wealth is looking great. I could probably tune this down a tiny bit. It gets us down to -4 instead. If it's 6% tax, I think we should be taking in a good amount. Yeah, So as long as this is high, which I do think now with most of the trades unlocked, it will continue to creep up quite considerably. Got 6 hides, so they are really slowly coming in. I'm just seeing the malt. I'm seeing if we need a second brewer. We may well need that. And sheep and lambs really good. So this is looking good to become the butcher. And these have started to move in now. So fruits will be coming again from these guys. Is it still that? Yeah, fuel's going up. So let's get this fruits moving. It takes a long, long time to get real good numbers on it. And these aren't the biggest gardens, so we do need to start considering some huge ones. But these are all pretty good. Look at this. We have 10 families. That did not take long. Let's get this. What I'm actually going to do is take off firewood straight away on this one. And we're going to say only charcoal. Now, they're not going to have firewood for a moment, but I think that's okay. We've only got 2 spare houses. I think we've got 1 expanded there. And there should be some we can look at. I genuinely think a trading post right now is the way to go. And there we go. Trade post in. So we'll do an export of planks. We'll keep 20 for now. I'm not going to unlock the trade, but that's probably the best we can do. And then the rest we'll just leave. But charcoal is in already. And charcoal is insane. And then the basics of this is kind of set up. I can't lie. We just need a bit of money and a few more houses just to make sure the population keeps going. I do need to look at where our first farm's going to go. So what I'm going to do is try and keep most houses to a double. And then we'll look at, hopefully, getting a farm in. And it looks like we might be able to get a decent couple of plots there as farms. So we'll get those 2 in as our first ones. This whole bit should be farms. Oh, that's a nice double there as well I can get in. There we go, we get 3 of them ready. And what I can do is straight away get rid of these pelts. They're a minor trade, and we can get rid of that too. So we don't need any of those. Just sell those for 2 a pop as well. And we've got that increased approval. No, that was it. Okay, that's about it then. How's wood looking now? All right, looks like we've got a good regrowth here. They haven't taken it all the way down, so it's keeping the good amounts. We're at 2.5k. Our pot is getting nice and healthy now. So just imagine this with multiple. It's going to be great. We're actually only on to 3 houses here, and I think we're starting to populate this, so we'd be pretty well off getting some more of these upgraded. Just having a look. Yeah, we do want more food. So I'm thinking potentially... Thinking royal tax. I'm thinking potentially more of the same. More juicy. Wow, look at that one. That is a big orchard. That is just too much work, though, for these guys. I think 2 more slightly longer ones there is not a bad idea. These aren't obviously optimal, and then we'll get another one in this gap. I think we might be able to get a decent one in here. Although I could get some decent goat farms in there. Maybe just 2. Let's go for 2. And it's time. We've got 5, so we should be good to start. Where do we want to put our fields? It doesn't really matter where these go, right? We'll start with wheat. And I feel like out this way is perfect. So we're going to grab a road coming through. So we've got build land, and we're going to have farmhouse this way. We're going to have a separate granary this way. And I'm actually just going to untick now on this granary so we don't forget. We're going to say no to crops. Bread's fine. We're also going to say no to this stuff. So anything in between is a no. And I'll probably make the beer and send it over straight. Actually, we've got a brewer, so I could just send the malt. We need a second brewer that way. And then the others for now we'll just keep as is. And then we'll get, yeah, that other storage here that's only going to have the ale and stuff related, right? And then we'll need a windmill and efficiency. Actually, best there. Then we're going to go into the lovely farms. So we're going to aim for the around 2 Morgan on these. The 2.4 is good. And I'm going to do triple rotations on these. And these are going to be pretty healthy sizes. I'm going to be slightly bigger because there's less to worry about. And I don't care about shredding these trees down. May as well get 1 giant one in there and then 1 this way. There we go. There's a lot of prep work behind farming that we'll need to do. So crop rotation, we're going to have 2-year rotation. So wheat, and then wheat. And then we'll have barley. And then we'll get rid of these. I'll do the same on these 3. Obviously, we're not going to be able to work these for a little bit. And I don't go for 100% efficiency on the farm. I just know that this works with a general rule of thumb to keep it pretty straightforward. There might be a time where you need to change the wheat after a couple of years and just leave it fallow, but I haven't ever ran into issues by running this. The only other one I'd say is maybe you can add in flax instead, because that's going to be a lot of barley that we get. But remember, a lot of it is we can sell. And have we got enough pop to start this now? That is the question. We actually have money here. We're looking good. So I've got enough to get these guys in. So we'll have those ready, and then we'll just expand you for a second. We'll have our veg for there, so food and stuff shouldn't be bad here. The fuel is insane. I tell you, charcoal is just nuts. So yeah, let's start it. So we could let's upgrade the ploughing station. Don't have money for an ox yet, but I should be able to at least upgrade both of these. So we're going to get another one in ploughing. And we'll get 3 families probably working these fields. Like I say, we'll need a tier 2. We need that church in, don't we? Maybe we'll get that now. What am I short on? We need stone, right? And I've got stone on this one, haven't I? Yep. So what we'll do is just get a little stone gathering camp over this way. And then we'll start collecting a bit of this so I can get them in. Let's finish this farmhouse, guys, please. And there's the cash for the next ox. And they're only 18 because we've got that point in. So I'm going to go 4 straight in here. And we'll assign 1 straight in. If we get 2 in here, we should be able to plow it just fine. We'll have no priorities on threshing or anything. We'll just start collecting that up. We might need communal ovens to start, but I wouldn't mind turning it into a business. There's me wondering why they're not very happy and the church burnt down. Look at our treasury though, it's looking good. And this should be fine now. General goods is fantastic. Clothing is amazing now. It really is. And we're just slowly getting those shoes in. And I see a lot of yarn, and we've got 12 hides now. So that's good. We've got to be getting close to what we need for our butcher animal-wise. And that is correct. We've got 64 sheep, 61 lambs. And for context, guys, we are in year 7 as well. So let's not forget about this zone. These guys are fine, aren't they? Still got 3 houses. And we'll buy in 1 more of these guys. And we'll get 1 more in the trading post. I need to start unlocking some of these and decide what we can sell. Then it's going to be good old packing stations. Right. Got a few more houses I want to get in. And this is just going to be now. We're going to spam probably some smaller ones. Again. Just for some small businesses. This is going to be more goats. I think we could probably keep ourselves topped up via trade with eggs. Let's open that trade route. And we're going to import, let's always keep 20 eggs in stock. So when we've got them, we don't need to buy them. I'm not going to do it with anything else. Now we're looking over here. 264 population now. So I could get a few more to tier 3. I'm going to hold fire still. I keep saying it, but I've got enough for at least my shoemaker now to go to tier 2. And then this one, once it gets that meat, fish, or animal produce, we can move on. We'll have some fish coming in. The main one is to get a meat source, but the butcher will pretty much eliminate any issues there. That should bring in what we need. I could also keep a steady supply of meat, in all fairness. So I could maybe say, which one's cheap? Small game. We could say just keep 20 small game in. I'm actually going to unlock a route for that too. I know it's minor, but we'll get it in anyway. And look at that. We've started ploughing. I'm going to assign a second ox to that one, and we're going to buy in yet another. And we have no more houses this way. So let's just see if there's any that can be expanded. How much money have we got as well? 108. So we probably want to buy our seeds in. So let's get some carrots there. And let's build more houses. Maybe a chicken or 2. Because we can keep food variety in this nice and high. Which once we get to that tier 2, we can then start earning money over here as well. Just based on that. Whilst we're looking... Didn't get that church yet. Right, stone, that was it. Jeez, I get so tricked out by these guys. There we go. Stone camp, then we'll grab this stone. Then I can get the church in. Sorry, that's what I'm doing. And there we go. So, I don't quite have enough to start the shoes yet, but that would give us some approval. I think the main one is going to be a butcher, and I don't mind it being here. It doesn't actually matter really where they are, so let's get a butcher in. So I'm going to try and see, because they'll slaughter the lambs. I don't know which one we do. I think we just keep a cap on sheep, mainly. And we need, yeah, we definitely need a second brewer. So I'm going to upgrade this. Let's get another house this way. And I'm going to make you another brewer. Although saying that, if we were to get this brewery to tier 3, that would actually be all we need to do, and then we'd be laughing. And there it is. Right, let's get that brewer to tier 3. That should give us the extra families to start brewing in there, and that'll make it much quicker. Right, I need these to stop kind of cutting now. So we want to get their work area probably over this way. I don't need them to touch the forest. So let's go there. And I'm going to get a yield tree planter out this way. I think we might need to get these upgrades into. So we'll get both of these upgraded. And we got 31 stone. Let's get that church in. Right, brewery is tier 3 now. So let's see. Because I did see 72 malt there. So we really should see that ale start pumping. I need to push that out. Obviously, I'm going to need another brewer. That's going to be really important when we start sending it over. Let's go for another double there that would act as that one. Now, this is going to be our cobbler workshop. I'm going to allow them to start coming in as well. So once this church comes in, we can get our tier 2s ready over this way. You know what? That butcher, I didn't click. They're probably killing everything. They are. Damn you. Right, we don't want to kill lambs. We want... How many sheep do you reckon we need? 60? We have a lot of mutton. Yeah, let's go with 60 in the butcher. Let's see how well that does. And then that means we can still keep producing, right? I don't want to touch the lambs. Ideally, though, we want to go a little bit higher. So actually, no. Let's go... Let's do the 100. And then as they grow up, look, we can slaughter them because it won't be that long. And we did get a little buffer in 56. And we're buying in the small game as a buffer as well. So we should be fine. Yeah, there it is. So we got good upgrades to hit this way now. Actually crazy how we're not seeing really any fruit come in yet either. Right, church is in. Let's pick a tier 2. Probably the farms too. So we've got plenty of food. I'm not concerned anyway, I don't think, because we're already getting beetroots in. But I'm going to go for these two. And they're going to become some bakers. So we'll go straight from this end into... Let's try and bring it into there. Honestly, we're going to have quite a bit of a yield. So I'm going to get the windmill ready. And we'll get this granary ready as well. So let's get one in there. Let's upgrade that one real quick. And I think 2 more in the farmhouses because we're going to need to thresh these as well. So we should have a bit of both. And then we'll need our pack stations. So pack stations then. Let's just stick them in this area. I will start with one that's going to be for malt. And we'll stick another. They're so close. They should come this way to trade. So let's just get the next one there so we know where they are. This will be our packing area. So we need 1 raw grain, 1 raw malt of some kind. So raw grain is for the tier 3. That should get us over that 80% here, which will bring in more money. Not that it's a problem now. We're going to start to make loads anyway. And yeah, that slaughter of the sheep is great. Look how much mutton we now have in. And we got the buffer of fish as well. It's just fruit. So if we look, we have like 0. We have loads of everything else. So we just need these houses to kind of kick in, which they will. Just going to take them a little while. Alrighty, we are ready for those bakeries. So we'll get 1. And honestly, I'd be tempted to just get malt straight from here and get that sent over. Let's get the malt house in, then we'll get you upgraded. And we need to consider some more houses again. So I'm making some good money just from tiny bits of sales. So I don't need to be too concerned. A couple of small businesses. Tempted to keep trying to stick out the chickens to keep that priority good. So I think I will do that. Now this one can be... This is our brewer. We've got our forester's hut in, but I've got no one to kind of keep it moving. So I need to start planting. And there comes the harvest. It's not going to be huge this time around, but we should see the windmill moving at least anyway. Very nice. So, yep, 38 wheat sheaves, 18 barley, and the number's still rising. And then I can get 1 in the forester's camp. We'll leave 1 building. And that one should then look after itself. I can go to tier 3 now. Look at this. Great. We have our first pack stations in. I'm going to go for a couple of smaller little plots this way. And then we're going to get in another large. They say large. They're going to be really big, these ones. There's our another 2 fruit farms in there as well. Numbers are good. There it is. We see lots of fruits that finally came in. So these guys should be super happy, which they were. What is now missing for you guys to go to tier 2? And it is logs. Of course it is. I think I need another forester. Or another logging camp. Another logging camp a bit further out. We need logs to actually do that. Could dig into this and then get forester next to it too, because I don't think I'm going to be building out here. So let's do that. And then forester next to it. Huge boost on everything though. Look at the food now. Look at the mutton. That's one of the main things. So we've got 80 sheep now, no lambs. So we've got to wait for the next birth. Loads of malt. Ale's good. Clothing is insane. So we can probably send clothing as a trade actually for some of that malt then. And how are you guys doing with the ale? We just need to be able to upgrade this one, don't we? So we'll get you expanded. We've still got plenty of houses to compensate you. And we are on 288 pop. And how's the pop over here? 87. Not bad already. So I'm not going to upgrade any of these. Wow. Holy crap. That is a lot of barley. You guys even ready for that? I don't think you are. So we want your planting area just to be over this way, please. If you just plant around there, that'd be great. And I might just stick the second one in there. And whilst the other ones come in, we'll kind of fix them afterwards. We'll expand these so I've got enough family space, because food is not a problem in this one. Or is fuel, so we can just hammer those out. Okay, it looks like we can get some tier 3s a little bit further. I'm still waiting for these two. There's one tier 2 that we want to hit in there. What's the hold up here? It's beverage again, isn't it? That is a problem with you guys. Yeah, we just need to focus those up. Right, let's get one in the packing station then. We'll get our first mule in. And we are going to start this with... What's this one called? Shenfurt. Actually, you don't need it both sides. I don't know why I did that. It's been a while. We are going to receive malts. They're both fairly close to it, right? So for one piece of clothing, we get 0.8 malt. So that's not bad. We've got loads. And we have enough yarn to make another clothing thingy as well. Why are you doing this? Another one trying to take Eschenhau. I'm going to go and kill one of these off soon, because they are getting on my nerves. The only guy that hasn't tried to kill me so far is the blue guy. I have them defensive at the moment. I don't have... I could get my retinue out. Let's grab them as well. And we'll rally the retinue too. Alright, it's going to be a pretty big fight. I mean, they want to fight, don't they? Bless them, they're trying. Alright, we have 77% over here, so we're almost there. These guys should get that food variety from the bread, which should give us, again, another bump. So food variety should increase the happiness. And actually, having those eggs kind of mount would be good. We have 12 wheat bread, which is nice. Wondering, are we getting that malt yet? We've got barley, just no malt. So once that malt comes in, we will trade that then. I won't populate the packing station this side. The units coming from all sides. There's not many. They're just grabbing up what they can. It looks like it's not going to be a problem no matter what. We've got two little raiders this side, so probably hold them with these. Retinue, do you want to come this way? You can stand there, and then we'll get one crossbowman behind you. Not you. You go there. Get these crossbowmen this side, and then the rest of you are going to stand fast over this way. Surrounded and in the snow, but no problem at all. I still yet to get helmets or anything, but it shouldn't be a problem. You guys can increase yet. Your effectiveness is still not great. It should go up by the time we fight, so it shouldn't be too much of a problem. I'm just going to get those to shoot straight on that. I'll actually get those to sprint into position, because they should start shooting from about here. And these guys I can turn. One retinue can take on two of these anyway, and then with the extra crossbowmen in there to enjoy, we should be absolutely fine. So we've got the arrows from there. There was another one coming in from this side with some good units, wasn't there? Our retinue effectiveness is still not great. Get them behind this. Send the retinue on that. And then hopefully we can start shooting on this. Because that retinue is going to be surrounded. There we go. Good. Right, it started well. Oh, there it is. Not bad. You guys run in on that. Let's clear these before the next one comes. I think if we kill these, actually we win if we get them before the other one comes in. So we just need to get these kind of in there. As long as they don't get in the ring, it counts as a win the moment you take the fight. So they're pretty much dead, right? Yeah, there it is. Look. Remember that when you go to fight. and a peace is declared because they were all separated. That's the only thing about the AI at the moment. They're actually fixed, but they can't do a lot. I'm going to double pack mule this one then, so hopefully we can get these moving. This is going to be great. I think pack stations aren't used enough. They're really good. I know I play the game very much from single territory a lot of the times, so I wanted to come in and do something very different. I'm hoping we can get this one up to 80%, like I say, and then we'll get this moving, because we have a brewery. If I get a tavern, I could start smashing these out. Just realized I got brewery when I was meant to get malt station, so we can't start trading yet. So what I'll do is we'll get this in now, and we'll take it from the farmhouse. So we'll start malting that up there. And this brewery, I'll say there has to always be a 30 malt limit and just produce 20 ale. And then we'll get in a tavern, and then these guys will have everything their heart desires. Botched saw pit. Oh, I'm not buying in my tools, am I? Forgot about that. Now that could be something we send over. Let's get 4 of those. Let's get a dedicated trade route so we can actually work with that. And then we're going to stick to the chicken technique. And most of these are going to stay tier 1 as long as possible. It looks like we can officially get some tier 3s along our fruit farms. Not quite. I've run out of logs again. So I almost forgot. You can tell I don't do it very much. We need a tannery. Let's get the tannery there. That's absolutely fine. We'll get this one moving. Then I can start the shoes. We have enough to get them working. I'm going to attempt to get these to tier 3 as quick as possible. This one with the chickens in, I'm going to change this to a brewery. I'm going to get another one going. And then I can get more of the other stuff. So I'll get more chickens out like late on. All right, let's have a quick look, guys. Look at this. Got a couple of tier 3s dotted around there. I've still got a few more to go. This is about 300 pop now. And the second one is... well, it's looking good. I love farming towns anyway. This one is already quite considerable. It's about 100 pop here too. So all in all, looking good. 97, yeah, so good guess. All right, we've got the spare families that we need too. I'm going to go ahead and get my first couple of orchards this way, because I think we're going to have enough veg for quite some time, and then we'll get one more veggie plot there. But I'm looking, we've got a good amount of carrots, good beets, loads of bread, which is going to cover us so much. I don't know at what point they want the bread. Does it count as a grain? I'm not sure. But we'll keep going with it anyway. That's an awesome amount. We can send that over should they need that as well. But bread might be something we also want to maintain and trade, potentially. So normal bread, though, is a major trade, isn't it? Or is it? So 100 gold would allow us to keep some in and then sell the rest. And I think that's a very sensible purchase, to be honest, to start exporting that. And then we can build our manor house and start a small tax over this way. And I think there it is. Right, let's get it unlocked. That leaves us with no money over here, but it means I can allow that to make some money from the bread now. I think we can finally get this one upgraded. I might still make this a third brewery. I do have a good amount of ale now, so let's just check the tavern. We should see this supply come in pretty good. Let's get another family in there just because we can. They do consume it like you wouldn't believe, though. And then let's get one in the tannery. We'll have no reserve on this whatsoever. We'll just get those kind of going. That will not take long at all to get what we need. And then we can start the shoes, which should then increase this. So I'm aiming to keep both Burgage level 2 and level 3 passive income going. And I will be able to upgrade a couple of these. I just need to get more wood going, which actually we're already there. So we just need to allow that wood to kind of trickle into the plank makers now. And I've got a second forester's hut, which I'm also going to start planting around this section just to keep this good. Because we have demolished this area. And I see the first lot of shoes coming in as well. The royal tax increasing there. It's already getting pretty high. So we have, yeah, some of them. That's 80% approval. That means we should start to see some shoes going into general goods just fine. It's going to take a little while just to let that catch up and level out. And then the pack station should start to do its thing, so we won't need to worry at all. Look at the cabbages. Holy crap. We're giving some clothes away. I could almost do another pack station. I'm fairly certain, though, now we're going to get that malt in just fine. And there we go. Good amount of timber and planks. So let's finish off getting these farms up. And that'll keep us everything moving. So each one we do, that's an extra 2 families in. All right, let's get our manor house in over this way then. And let's just stick it there. We'll commit the basics to it. We've got everything we need for that. And did we finish off the stone pit this way? I think we did. So let's go ahead and demolish that now. Nothing left for us. And then we might want to grab that clay. Got our own little mine pit, but there's probably no point in grabbing that whatsoever. You know what I've done? There was no reserve on the lambs, so they're not being born. They're just being slaughtered instantly. Duh, we need the limit set there. I was wondering why I kept so much mutton. It's actually just been killing all the lambs. And look at that. We have 90% approval. Holy crap. That means 2 monthly migration plus 1 passive income for those. This is where we can kick it in now and get more families in. Ooh, that's good. So this means our population should ramp up. 333 we're on. I wouldn't mind trying to hit about 1,000 in this one. It's really going to kick in once we start making money at the other one, though, and then we can start taxing it. So I really need to start getting my trade routes thought out for this one. So some of our tier 2s, we probably want to flip across. So I'm going to change this potential. Let's get you upgraded, then we'll change you, and then we'll probably get that one upgraded. Then we'll get some chickens in these. So I'm going to hit some pretty big orchards this way. These are going to take some doing to get up and running, but we'll get 4 in that bit. And I think this next year is going to be the telltale one. So officially 8 years in, guys. There's going to be a lot coming on these. It looks like they didn't even finish this, so I might even get this maxed out and then another farmhouse for the other guys as we get them in, because there wasn't enough to complete the work, which is kind of annoying actually, because that means those fields were left unfinished. Right, look, guys, we're at 100% approval over here now, which is pretty insane. Plus 20 influence per month, 3 monthly migration. Now, I'm not bothered about the 3 monthly migration. That is too much. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bump tax to 10%. I think that's still fine. I may even be able to go higher, to be honest. And now we're finally seeing those lambs come back in. We will see the mutton numbers drop, but that means the pork numbers have caught up and so have the carp, so it doesn't matter. And we have so much veg. We should also set up another trade. So let's get cabbage. Only 680. We could do with doing that. We're going to drop this all the way down to maybe 200. They'll never sell this many anyway, but we may as well. That's 4 a pop. So let's just get it done. So I think we're going to fill out all these very quickly. So let's go ahead and get some huge farms this way now. And I say huge. I'm not going to go huge. I'm going to get just some strips like that. Some singular family farms. Because these guys can just farm to their heart's content. We're so efficient with it, it shouldn't be a problem. Just looking now, we got insane timber. So I'm just going to... I can leave that to go. I'm going to take that down to 2. Seems a bit much. And then this one should be chopping again soon as well. Yeah, the trees are growing now. So question is then, what do we want to turn this one into? Let's have a look. We've got no malt now, so that should still be coming over. What tier 3 will we need? We've used the hides. I would say another brewery. It's actually another family in the malt house. And then let's get the... Oh, that's crazy. I think we could probably upgrade the tailor to tier 3. And then we'll get, yeah, we'll go a 3rd brewery here because we are going to need it eventually. And I see that we will have our 100 sheep very soon. And then they can slaughter the numbers as they grow up past that number. The approval stuff is insane though. Having that extra militia morale and stuff is pretty hefty. I think I can afford to get a couple more now into these guys. We'll get that moving. And I'm going to order in more ox so I can start to really get in the thingy. Everyone says you can get the livestock farm and order in the ox. I know. I just don't need them right now. With all this coming in, we do need to up these then. So we'll get... Let's just fill out the granary and the storehouse so we don't need to worry about them then. Because we've got more than enough people. So we are up to 396 population. I'm going to hit that brewer to tier 3. A little bit of malt. Don't necessarily need to buy the barley in. I've got to be careful that the clothing doesn't go down too far. Just keeping a close eye on it. Look at these fruits now. Yes, we don't need to worry. All is good. So how are we looking then? We've got 20 ale in over here now. And we have 113 malts. No clothing. But approval's still not as high as I'd expect. So I think I need to work on that a little bit. Although food variety is good. General goods. That should be the clothing. It'll come and go in dribs and drabs, right? Tiny bit of wheat flour coming in. No wheat sheaves. What if I click that? Yeah, we still have a good bit of grain. We are obviously selling that. Oh, no, we're not. 298. 306 bread. Yeah, we're not going to be able to sell that bread quick enough. I'm hoping we can. I'm actually also hoping that we max out these and get quite a bit moving. I'm going to assign... So we have a total of 2 ox in each farmhouse. Keep those going. And this is just off this amount of farms, guys. I don't need any more. I could get another 3 with some barley in. I don't know if I'm going to need it. But we're making some good money here. So I probably also... I don't want to touch the taxes either. I want to just keep this one going. I am going to get my apiaries in, though, because we need to get that 10% buff. So we're going to go straight into 5 of those. There it is, 30 close again. So this number will keep going up. So we just need to get back over 80% to get that passive income for the level 1s over here again. We just absolutely rinsed our regional wealth, though. Not what I can say for this way. Plus 1 passive income for everything. There's a lot of money coming in from this one, man. We need more houses. I need more upgrades. If I go to tier 3, we'll have space. So we probably want to do a couple of these ones that are dotted around. Just to make the town look a little bit better. So we'll do these 2. And then hopefully I'll have enough to get these guys up, which we do. Honestly, which fruits? Let's get some of the long-standing ones. Then we can get these upgraded. And then we'll go for maybe some carrots. Now let's go for that buffer of meat on some small houses this way then. I just need some of those lambs to go up so we can start the slaughter. What I might do is actually take this down. Let's go to 80. So as they grow up then, we will take those out. And I'll do the same for lambs because we don't need that many. As long as we have enough for them to grow up, right? So we only ever need... 20 technically, but we'll do that just to get the meat in and start slaughtering those. Let's get 1 in this ale house, then we can start doing that. We'll overstock that a little bit just to get some of these tier 2s happy. And hopefully we will get the full yields from these. They're not very quick, so we need multiple doing it. They're trying. Loads of clothing. I don't know at what point we swap it for something else, but that's good. That might be something we want to consider maybe in Eschenhau. Honestly, we can't. Right, let's have a look. Yarn is great. So let's actually then swap out one of these. Let's upgrade you, firstly. I'm going to swap out for another clothier. We've got multiple down here now, which are going to be low tier anyway. So we'll get all of those in. And honestly, it's not going to take long to fill these up. This one, we're going to swap for a clothier. So we're going to get another one in this section. What we're going to do is then sell clothes. So we're going to keep a minimal amount, so we always have, because these, they don't sell amazing. Shoes we're not going to be able to keep, but we're going to want to keep, how many families have we got at tier 2 and above? Ooh, quite a few. So let's maybe say keep 160, and then we can sell the rest. But we'll make some more, remember, with this one. And then yarn wise, I think that levels out. We're 248, 56 wool. So I think we're fine. We've still got maybe 1 more family in each of these and see how we get on. Hoping we can pull in more meat. Actually, officially run out of roof tiles too. So we would need to buy those in. And I'll say let's just keep a stock of 8 so we can upgrade 2 at a time. They're pretty expensive and money is going down. But hopefully the clothing will bring us some more money in. And I forgot that we are already making helmets. There's also another one we can sell. I don't know how many of mine are wearing helmets already. I think all of my army is wearing helmets. They are. So that's also another trade we can do when we get them in. So we can do... Wow, that's an expensive one. 1,200 to get that one going. And honestly, we don't have that much iron coming in. So we've got the iron ore. It's probably time we got even more of these guys in. So let's fill this out with some infrastructure. Let's get 2 more smelters. Come on. There we go. I can fit it in if I do that. We'll connect these up. Get those straight in. And we're looking good cash-wise over here, aren't we? So let's check out. 135 close now. No malt, no barley, no wheat flour, but we have still got 251 bread, loads of eggs, lots of veg, fruit will be coming in. So yeah, these are good. I should probably get maybe a couple more tier 1s up to tier 2. I also should focus on the church. Amazing what you can do with just 2 farms, isn't it? Max out this farmhouse with the extra 4, and then everyone else is good. I think we sacrificed that trade route on helmets. Are we even making enough to keep selling, though, at the moment? I don't even know if we are. I'm just trying to get a load of these guys in. I can get maintenance up on them, but we're not making enough tools either. Well, make enough to maintain our buildings, but I don't want to turn them up for the per year. Let's see how well that brings the iron ore levels down and the iron slabs up. So I'm not even sure we have space. Oh, we do. We've got plenty of space in the storehouse. But we got no houses over here now. So tier 3, again, would be the play. We've got to be really careful, though, because they will fill up super fast. And actually, a bunch of tier 1s on the outskirts is probably a better idea. That's what we'll do. We'll start filling around the pond and get some of those tier 1s in. We're on 450 pop. Flying up. We can't get those +3 migration with this in mind. We're up to 10 months of food now. It did not take long. Once that fruit harvest comes in, it's beautiful. The main thing, though, is the meat. So we're just going to get a bunch of meat and thingy level 1s that we won't be upgrading down this way. And then I want to get a couple of these to tier 2, at least. Because ale will be coming in a bit quicker as the years progress. We've already got a good amount anyway. And that one maybe to tier 3 for this. We just need to wait for the ale to come in. I think what else we can send over. I might swap firewood for malt. I get another... Yeah, I got this pack station over here. Have I got enough people? No, we should use it from this side because we just have so many spare people. I'm just going to chuck in some pack stations just to get this malt moving once we get it. The problem is I shouldn't be using the malt then this side. So realistically, we probably want to... I could say only use it if it goes to a certain point. So always have a reserve of 100 malt. If there's not malt over here, don't take it. Because we've just got a whole bunch again. Look at that barley, man. Holy crap. So what we'll do is get another pack station bringing that over. I could do shoes. I'm thinking, honestly... Oh my god, I've been producing large shields in a metric ton over here. It was meant to be small shields, and I forgot to set that trade up. Let's get rid of those. And let's set up small shields as well. So sell both of those. Thank you, guys. Make some money with that. I'm going to get these guys to tier 2. Might put this up 1 more %. Yeah, we'll go to 3%. It's not really bringing in. It's bringing a couple of coins a month. But as that keeps growing, we should be fine. Probably put this up another % or 2. Yeah, 12% instead of 10. Then let's get even more. Because that number is creeping up now with the clothing sale, which I've got to be careful because it is going to balance out. But we need to get this moving. So next pack stations, let's get the mules in. We are going to send. What have we got? Right, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to rough stone. I'm going to savor 40 now. So we're not going to sell that for a minute. Pack station. We're going to send not rough stone. We're going to send cut stone. It's going to be worth loads. So dress stone, and we're going to receive that delicious malt again. There it is. Right, look at that. 1.8 times. Lovely. I'll get as many assigned to this as we can. That should start bringing some more across. We're getting a field wasn't fully ploughed before winter, so I'm going to get a 3rd farmhouse now. Get you just over there, and we'll fill that one up too. It's taking a little bit longer. We should see that now this zone should start to creep up in money quite considerably. I'm not going to touch their taxation still. I'm just going to leave it pretty low, but eventually we'll get some. I'm already getting like 20 to 30, yeah, 21 there on a small amount, so it wouldn't be too bad anyway. Look at that bread. Honestly, the amount we're getting now is crazy. There we go. We'll get 4 in there. We'll upgrade that so we can carry it on. I think these might be reducing on the barley. No, they're still good. I'm going to stay with the 2 fields for now. Let's have a look. Right, we got our dressed stone. We got 15 in already. We're going to need that. We could also do mortar. And I think that would be really sensible. We've got quite a bit spare on this side, so 65. Let's get malt moving with that. Another pack station. We're going to send mortar. And once again, receive that delicious malt. It's not worth very much, but we'll do it anyway. There we go, 31 for it there. I've got no houses again. 473 pop now. Right, I've got a lot to do over here. It is very much chicken time. Right, we'll get all of those done, and then we're going to get even more houses in. And for each of these, remember, these are only going to be little tier 1s. So we should be able to get extra money for the singular plots now. This is what we're doing with them. So singular plots and small businesses. So I'm just going to get, that's a whole row of eggs as an example. And they're not going to be upgraded. So as long as we keep this up, we're going to get 1 passive income for those burgage plots. And now that I think about it, later on, you could get loads of money with the one that gives extra income for passive income as your choice. Now I'm going to get my next 2 to tier 3, so we're going to keep this moving. That'll be enough population to come in then. We see a good healthy amount of those coming in now. Iron slabs number has gone up nicely, and we're still holding on those, so I can sell helmets now. And we are ready to go chicken crazy over this end now. There we have it. These will be full before long anyway, but that'll bring in lots of money. So we're going to unlock the helmet trade. I think we've got enough cash just about. Yep, 1,200. That leaves us like no money here, but we'll make it back. And we can say we don't need any, right? Worst case is we lose them. I'm going to say no, we'll keep that to a minimum. Sell them all. 6 a pop as well, so that's going to make us some good money. Alright, let's have a look over then. So this farmland's still pretty good. Look at that with it in the distance. So good. And then this one, yeah, majorly big. I've got nothing more to worry about at the moment. All of those big farmhouses. Going to keep it nice and dense down this way with the smaller houses. And then these guys are going to continue to get up. I'm going to get a couple more tier 3s in the middle. What I need to do is make sure I've actually got the ale to cover them. Because at the moment, we're pretty good. We're pretty good. 74%. We know we're pretty good because this is at max. So now we are 10 years in now. And yeah, our total pot between the two is actually about 800 now. What are we on over this way? 174. Yeah, not bad. And we got pretty good approval. So we're pretty close. We're pretty close to this. We've got the mortar, we've got the cut stone. We actually just need 10 roof tiles. So let's buy them in. Look at the money we have over here, right? Let's import these guys. We'll say 10. Actually go to 12. So we've got enough for tier 3 should we need them. And then, honestly, as we send the dress stone over here, we could sell from this end anyway, because I'm not going to need any more of it. So, as an example, if we just keep 20, we could open that trade route and sell the rest off as it comes over. Can you stop trying to take over my zone, please? Thank you. Well, let's get our units back out then. You're coming in with the, like, smallest amount of units ever, every single time now. Oh, no, that's not. That's pretty strong, actually. Ravenous vultures. They're not going to be able to do anything against mine anyway. Here we go. Let's get them straight in. Actually put a sprint on these. I might be able to flank straight away. Let's see what happens. Oh, they're going to turn on mine. Yeah, my crossbowmen just absolutely ripping these. Crossbowmen are so good. They really are. Well, that's interesting. You're going to full sprint at that. You guys are going to full sprint at that. Wow, language, mate. And then we'll get these guys around. I'm not giving up. We're just going to have fun with it. Hopefully not lose any units. Lost 1 pole arm. There we go. That should be it. Good. Right, ale's looking fantastic now. We are no struggle. I've got to be careful of clothing now. The more we upgrade, the more that will be a problem. So I'm tempted to basically say, let's get the sheep to 100 and let's get the lambs back up now. We'll leave it. This will take a hit this way, but as they start moving into these smaller houses, I think we'll be fine. So before we upgrade anything else, we'll let those fill up. The money is going to come back in really fast, especially as we start building this second zone up and selling that cut stone. So we've got our church stuff in almost. Now we just need the planks. And there it is. Right, church being upgraded in our second zone. Once this church is in, I think it's going to give such a good improvement on this. It'll keep this much higher. Then I can turn up the taxation a little bit. Genuinely. And then our treasury. I mean, treasury's going up nice anyway, right? We're on the 10th year. even with the annual royal tax, it's ticking up nicely. And this, as these money goes up, will be good. So let's actually, in anticipation, already turn this up. Let's go up to 7% now. And hopefully they can hurry up and finish this church. Get it all in, guys. And we'll take that 70-ish from the regional wealth every single time now for my personal gain. Look how quick these houses are filling up down here. I'm not going to be upgrading these, like I say, and the money is great. So hopefully we'll have the sheep numbers going up now. This means we should see more birth and more death of the old lambs. So I could even, it's one of those, isn't it? I don't necessarily need, let's say 50 lambs, so we can take the rest. We're not right. We're on 6 months of food now, so we do need to get this up. I think meat is the only consideration of problem here. Let's see how much salt is, and then we'll get another butcher in for that, because it would double our meat quite. Yeah, wow, that's not good really. I mean, we could just get small amounts in, so 10 at a time, and then what we'll do is flip one of these to become a butcher. And that'll be our sausage. So as we get in the salt, this is why we need this one. No, see, we needed a deep salt amongst us. Has that one got deep salt? No, that's also farming land. So deep salt is over here. Would be better if we had one closer. Nope, we have deep clay though. That one only has 3. Oh, they must have used the other nodes. So taking this one wouldn't be a bad shout. As the third. At least we can make money from the clay stuff. It's all about having that variety, isn't it? Right. That butchery. This is sausage. So we don't need any minimum. Just use it to your heart's content. Let's see what we can do with this. And see if we can just make loads. Because they're usually pretty good. You get 2 for each piece of pork, right? So all of these new pigs that we've got in, we should make pretty good use of it. Alright, how are we looking? The salt's in. Just waiting for that meat. There it is. So we should see first sausages coming out. Lovely. There they are. Loving this 97% though. Right, how's this one looking now with the tier 2? So this is down to 76 after turning up the tax. But the church... Right, that's good. Let me see. What more can I do for these guys? Not a lot, really. Only booze. It really is only booze. But I don't want to use this because I need the main one doing it. They will get more in, so this will flitter up and down. This one's at max anyway, so it isn't a problem in terms of migration and stuff. And this one only has 6 houses again, so we've got more to consider. So I think now it's going to be about getting more pigs once again. And I need to check my marketplaces just in case. There's a very full market and demand is pretty high, so we're going to need another granary or 2. Did not take long, did it? And we don't want these too far away, so I'm going to get a granary and a storehouse just in this section. Oh, there we go. With all those sausages coming in, we've just had another yield. Oh my god, the fruits. The pears are coming in now after all these years. That's what we need to look at. That's what we need to consider here. That's where it's good. But as long as we have the variety, we've got our numbers good, haven't we? Right. Do we have anything turned off in the granary? Just ale. Let's turn that off. And we'll upgrade that one. Alright, storehouse. I know that we need to turn off the stuff in these. Cool. There we go. These should be ready. We'll get that in. I'll max those out already, so I don't need to worry about it. I think we've run out of market space now. We actually have, so we need another marketplace too. Holy crap, man. Let's use this space in the middle then. I just completely maxed out these, so we'll have that second one in. General goods is fantastic. Food variety. I mean, we've got everything we need other than the wheat, right? Remember, we need to get those basic grains in. So if we trade for some basic grains now, I'm wondering, do we need to keep this malt coming in? We've got good amounts. The beverage is good. I almost need a 4th pack station now. And honestly, I'm going to have to do... So this one's going to be... It's going to be a bit annoying because I'm going to have to probably trade out firewood. What else could I give? We have loads of everything. I could do tools so we're not spending it the other one. I could do rubble stone and then just sell the rubble stone. We'll see. Let's get it built first, then we'll see what comes in. So I've gone with goats and pigs across here. So as they start populating, we'll get those in. And we are on 558 pop here. So almost at 1,000 total across the board. I need to keep on top of these guys with housing too. We've actually run out. These guys are getting in too many as well. Yeah, we'll get a few more in. So, honestly, yeah, we could send firewood because we've got 1k charcoal, but only there's no firewood. And then I could actually potentially get rid of this woodcutter's lodge, or I'll just pause it for now and we'll use that charcoal. And then what we'll do is send from this one. We'll get another one in. Actually need to get a couple more of these. We'll assign one to you. And what we'll do is send firewood and we will receive, I think they just need a grain of some kind, it said. So I get wheat bread. Let's go wheat bread. I think that's good. So they won't get that much for it, but that's fine. I'm going to turn on my livestock trading post again. And I'm just going to get in. I'm going to import some mules. So let's say 10. That'll get all of the ones we need. So I don't need to worry about them. Let's make sure we have the space. I will have exactly enough for that. So I can get in a couple more. And we're already pretty much full again. So it's +9 every month, basically, on population. Yeah, it's good that we're going to be taking the bread from these guys. There's just way too much of it now. Should probably sell off some of the eggs too. So I could probably trade out that. It's a minor trade, isn't it? So let's take that down to, let's say 100. We keep 100, the rest can go. I'll actually open a thingy with that one. It's worth 2, so it's not too bad. And we're gaining more money from this settlement now than the other one. We're up to 5,800. So my sheep one made me so much more money in the last, but we weren't working on approval, whereas in this one we very much are. Right, I'm getting another farmhouse, and I'm going to get... I'm actually going to get 2 farmhouses when I can. I'm going to assign even more to this. Just to get even more going, because the malt we're sending is so fast. I could get more farms in then. I want to keep this malted up. The need is pretty intense, though, over here. I think we might need a second windmill, right? I've never done rye bread, so hoping. Yep, we get good efficiency there. 99% actually. So we'll get that in too. And hopefully we can make this work. It should be pretty damn good yields. And honestly, I'm going to need this large granary. I need to turn these guys off. Yep, once this comes in, we can get the rye bread on the go. It looks like we are going to get this good yield. I probably need a 5th farmhouse just for these 2 farms. It's, yeah, even though we're not finishing, we could have done smaller. So I still think the 1.5 Morgan would have been better. We've got a couple of really big fields, so that is the problem. Multiple smaller is better. Yeah, there we go. I see the bread inlet. So all we need is that one thingy. So it's just beverage again, but we can get it back up from these food varieties. Good old grains, man. Check it out. So I see bread in a handful. We don't have loads of it, but we have enough to supply them, which is good. I think that sausage play was great, though. Buying the salt in. It really has worked. 2 windmills. You can't set it to a specific. I'll leave them both as is. Both at 99%. They'll do whichever comes their way first. That's fine. God, ale is tough, man. The more you get in, honestly, the absolute demand of it constantly. We get it in, we're brewing it, but it's actually not the brewing that's the problem. It is the sheer amount of malt we're using from pack stations. So I could just sell the malt instead. Try that also. So we add that in as something else. So we're still importing the barley. So if I just turn off that, we'll stop spending money on just those kind of things. We'll go import from this guy, and we'll say let's always have, let's try and get 80 malt from that. So if it's spare, they'll buy it from here as well, just to give it that little bit extra. I know it doesn't matter too much, but then we can untick it, right? There we go. And we'll just kind of sell it. We'll keep 20 for ourselves, maybe. Actually, no, we won't, because we'll brew it automatically. That should be fine. We'll take our regional, and that cash flows into this one anyway, right? So it makes sense. If our goal is to increase our own treasury, which is going to get increasingly difficult as it goes up. The annual royal tax is pretty hefty now. And what's our pop over here? 213 and 609. So we get 822 population, which will go up again in a minute anyway. I'm almost ready for my 3rd zone, but I think I need to take this one, like I said, because I'm going to go for a clay route, and we get the extra fishing here. It should be easy to sustain ourselves with meat. There won't be much trade we can do until we get clay going, though. But yeah, I think I will, and we'll eliminate this person. I might press claim now. I don't think there's going to be too much that they can do. I'll probably just grab these guys. You know what? Let's just grab everyone. I can actually do this properly. Let's open the map. And let's claim this with influence. So we'll take over Hagensteig. That means just 2 more guys to take over afterwards. Yeah, I think setting this one up makes a lot of sense. It's a shame none of... Oh my god, they got loads of units. I'm glad we're bringing everything. They're quite far away though, actually. So we're only going to have to fight these guys. So as long as my guys are in the circle, it shouldn't be a problem. So let's get them over this way. Get the crossbowmen out there. We'll kill these quickly and we'll take it for ourselves. We'll see what they have. And at least I won't have to build it as well, as what I'm thinking. So I just have to readjust. So I might break a few things down. They usually have some crazy silliness to trade. So I'll probably have like 500 shields or something silly. But good news is they already have the clay pit and deep mine ready for me. So that should be pretty good. So we're just going to run everyone straight at this. And I'll start shooting with the rest. So I reckon I can full sprint into these. To be honest. Yeah, the crossbowmen absolutely ripping those straight away, look. Everyone get them. And they'll just run around the circle anyway, so we're fine. There we go. Should be ours. Perfect. So we're going to have to look after this now and figure out what we're doing. So let's slow it down and acquaint ourselves with our 3rd settlement. Right, good news is they've got good food and good fuel. They have a mixture of things. So let's check resources. They have no planks. They have 1.9k large shields. I told you there would be something stupid, but look how much money they have. 7,000. Holy crap. Right, get rid of those shields. Don't need any of those. Let's get that trade route straight up and running. How many people have we got in here? And how many... We've got that full, so just sell them like crazy them. Some pretty weird roads going on, so I'm just going to fix this up a bit. And we'll get... There's no spare houses. So this one, we've got the choice. We either go for double fish, which is great. It's another one we can sell. I don't have any population in here. So where can we take those from? Probably don't need 4 people mining right now. Let's get them in there taking some fish. And let's have a look at their marketplace. They are terrible at managing. Okay, 1 more in there. And 1 more in the storehouse. But we need houses. So storehouse will have to turn off. We'll turn off 1 in the fisherman hut. I really wish you could migrate from your other town. They're going to spend all these logs just building some houses. Okay, it's going to take some doing to get this one going, but let's pick our origin then. What have they got? I'm trying to figure out which one we want to do here, and I'm genuinely thinking about the increased export price on minor goods because we're going to be able to sell fish. And then we'd get the double forage capacity, so I don't need to worry about food too much. Now, we're not really going to be farming here. We don't have a hunting ground either, so I don't know how sensible that is. But there's not really anything else we need other than maybe mine integrity, but that also doesn't matter. Maybe reduce fuel consumption? That's not bad. We're not going to be fighting, and then bowyers and joiners. Maybe we could sell longbows, actually, and shields. Yeah, that could be what we do. Let's go into that then. So that just makes them export value is plus 30. That is pretty nuts. So let's go for that. And then we have obviously got a tier 2 house somewhere that's doing all this work. So I'm going to allow them to keep going. But I'm just going to chill and let everything kind of stabilize. What's the population over here? 75. Okay. So we just need a bit of migration then. Now, it's good to note that we are going to be getting the passive income from the tier 2s, and I plan on upgrading the farm tier 2s here. The good news is they've got a lot of food, so I haven't got to worry again about these guys, because they at least have some farms and berries. I don't know, that's already a deep mine, so that's good. Yeah, all our meat needs are going to be met with this fish node, to be honest, so that's great. So we'll just make this pretty dense, and then we'll get these. This is just going to be money, so I need to get a manor house, because there's a lot in this section too, so we'll just get... Oh, there's apparently already one out. Does anyone see the manor house? Oh, it's there apparently. It's under the ground. Oh, castle planner. So they haven't quite committed to it yet. They plan on putting it over here. Where the hell's the woodcutter lodge? I can't see one. The only thing when you take over is really hard to see the buildings. Sorry, there's the woodcutter's lodge. We got 2 in there. I really don't need that many, I don't think. What about the... what's it called? The logging camp. There isn't one. They've pretty much logged this whole area. So we're going to need somewhere to plant. Let's just put it this way for now then. And then when this pop comes in, we'll also get a forester. So there's quite a lot of building for them to do, but that's okay. We can get them done. I could pause this now that it's in September and redo it. Why you have that many people in the forager's hut, I don't know. That's the problem right there. You absolute lunatics. So yeah, we can do clay, bowyer stuff, and basic foods. Just want this manor house to come so I can start taxing because there's a lot of money to be had over here. I just want to tell you, my frame rate is down. Let's look over here. So look at that. We've got, look how much barley, look how many wheat sheaves and rye sheaves we have now with all of these extras. You beauties. So they should be able to start smashing that out. They're actually managing now with these farmhouses to get the job done, which is great. So I think we'll actually have our own ale in this one now as well. So let's check out Eschenhau once again. Let's make sure they are good. Things are looking... Oh my word. Holy crap, look at the fruits. Holy crap. Maybe I need to send fruits over for some of this. Could start selling that back. And let's check out the food variety now. Good amounts of bread going in on a lot of the houses, so we are good. We're still at that 92%. Not much more we can do other than getting in or reducing taxation. But I'm not going to do that. We have no more houses to build over here. We're on 612. We're doing mighty fine on getting up. What I'm going to do, although that's still... Oh no, it's fuel now. Our food is at 11 months. Fuel is at 8 months. Because we're sending off the firewood. So what we're going to do is get another charcoal pit in. I've actually got that maxed. So with all of these that are coming in now, we're going to get another charcoal kiln. And we'll get another firewood splitter. Because why not? We've got loads. And now I've still got one over there. Got one over here. And I think I can utilize... Wow, they demolished those trees. Let's get one this way. But yeah, I think we're probably good to start selling some fruit off too. There's so much of it. Oh, it's so expensive. Let's export some pears. We really don't need that many. We actually seen how much pears sell for. 6 a pop as well. Let's keep like 450. I'm going to unlock that one. 1,300. It's quite expensive. Then we're going to need apples, which is not very expensive. Okay, we are 11 years in. New retinue assembled. So we've got our third retinue now. Pretty nuts. None of them expanded either. Anyway, we should start to look good over this way. So with that, we're gonna... We don't want any tithe. I don't care about that. We're gonna hit 9% tax over here. There's a lot of money, so we should be able... We're gonna be getting a lot from that. And then I'm gonna get 1 extra in the food. And we're just gonna ramp this one up. We've got a good variety. This one is not gonna be built up very high. This is just gonna be the usual. I will get some of those. We need these 5 that are going to be our apiaries though. We'll spend a bit of that cash, a bit of those planks getting that done. And we should be good to get some families. And we're going to get 2 monthly migration over here too, so that's fine. And then I can turn up the planks and stuff. So with some of these, we probably want to look at what we want to trade. So let's see what they were doing. That's the only thing. All of it sticks, which kind of makes sense. They're exporting some of the carrots. They're keeping what they need, which makes a lot of sense. Look at this. Treasury change 668 from over here. Holy crap. Here we go. Right, we'll get these just at some level numbers then. And then we'll just see what else they're doing. Looks like for the most part, they're not really doing anything. So I'm going to no trade the charcoal. We're going to let that one build up. I don't know where they put their logging camp. We're going to get this forester going. This thing is just going to fill this area. Right there. I'm going to continue to get the farms up to tier 2 because as we know, that means we get double storage. Right, you can become our little tax maker now. I'm going to turn off my export tools now, guys. I'm going to start keeping that one stockpiling and then we'll sell that out to the other one if we need. And look at this. Money is just going to flow now. So as these start to come up, we'll be making some more. I'm trying to keep them good. This one's looking great, though. How do you think I can turn the tax up? I'm going to go to that 9% here now. That little bit extra. And we're booming over here. I've got no spare houses. Once again, 222. I'm just going to let this one stay as is because I think now we're in a good place. So look at that rye grain. Look at the wheat grain. And did I do my bakery? My beautiful, beautiful bakery. Can these... I don't remember if I finished it. I definitely upgrade... Yeah, there it is. I upgraded it. That needs to be my rye bakery. High priority, please. And this one, we're going to make rye bread with 0 anything else needed. Although, I think I'm going to change this one to another bakery as well. I need to upgrade it. And then our second rye bakery. So we got 2 of each. So now we will see a lot of rye bread coming in. We still have so much wheat bread here. This is insane. So what are we selling across? We've got the rye bread exporting, like we said. So we're going to want to keep... To be fair, that 40 is okay to keep for ourselves, isn't it? And then we were doing the wheat bread, weren't we? Yeah, that's good. I got no houses over here. 612. How do we want to play this now? We've got everything we need. Let's get this woodcutter's lodge going. And I'm planting as many trees as I can. Anyway, I should be able to start making something in the clay furnace now. How's this now looking? Got the charcoal. I need to get that firewood. It takes some doing. I'm going to get another firewood split this side. They've pretty much, they literally just didn't replant and they've completely leveled this area. Good old AI. I'm going to need a lot of it for the clay furnace as well. And then we're going to unlock the trade for these guys, which is going to bring in good amounts of money. They've already got it unlocked too. Right, we'll keep 8. The rest can be sold. Wow, it's really not worth a lot. I thought... Is that because of my thing? No. We got to reduce fuel consumption, which is kind of great for us right now, actually, based on what we just said. So, alright, we've got a full tavern, and it's not enough, so we need another one. What? How are we doing that? Oh my god, look at our clothing. What has happened? Alright, we need more wool, people. Right, we need another sheep farm. These guys are crazy, man. They just use like crazy. How did you get so bad there? We're gonna take a hit if we're not careful. Clothing rate is going down. So what I'm gonna do is turn off now. Let's pause this pack station for now. Let's stop sending the clothing because I bet you've got loads over here, haven't we? What I could then do is buy it back. I know it sounds really silly because we're not going to use it here. That's probably what we need to do. And then buy it back from over here. It is really silly. We only need a surplus of like 50 over this way because we don't need many in this one. And then we'll just buy it back from this. You silly thing. You got to admit that is very silly, right? So if we just import back rather than selling it, we'll just get a desired surplus of 200 and the money will be over that way. No rear trade partner available. What are you being weird for? Second trade post on it. And then we'll spin up more. Out of nowhere, my balance was a little bit off, so we can get 3 in that sheep farm, 3 in that weaver's workshop, and just keep this moving. That should bring those numbers back up. Luckily, we caught it before it got bad. And I'm pretty sure now we have almost 100%. Look at this treasury change now. It's nearly 1,000 a month. I'm fairly certain. Yeah, we've got our rye bread in one house. We've got no other bread. We do. We've got loads of wheat bread, loads of rye bread. I think they're probably knocking that one up first. I could get a third one. Let's have a look truly. Yeah, they were doing the... We've run out of wheat grain. Tempted to add in 3 more fields here, guys. They're actually doing it quite well. So maybe some smaller ones. We could do that. By smaller, I'll go for the 1.5. There we go. All 3 done on the same rotation. So we'll let them carry on with that. If we need another farmhouse, we'll get that in as well. So we'll just let them kind of blitz through. I'm just going to get more going over this way. See if these guys start to get the clothing in to sell back. They should do. Another claim coming over this way, but that's fine. I'm upgrading all these to pens. Gonna have to go deal with this once more. I'll let them sprint. It won't take long to get them out, I don't think. And it's only going to be weak units again. Oh, there's some behind us. That's 4 archer units down this way. There was one poking out this way. I'm not going to fight them until I'm in the zone. I would just literally need to kill this one. So silly. Take it out. We'll have it back before the other one gets here. Thank you very much. There we go. Wool and yarn numbers going back up now. We are good. And clothing numbers going back up. So we caught it just before it was a problem. Now what we did run out of is tools. And it's because my iron mine fell through. So I've got that back up and running. I didn't quite see. I think it fell through. It was a collapsed mine based on maintenance, which then had a negative effect on pretty much everything, because then my tool production stopped because we weren't making tools. So I'm now buying them in as a buffer until we can get them back going again. And there we go. We're good. All right. Our village, fishing village out this way, is money has dipped from us taking too much. But look, we're nearly on 14,000 now. Things are looking good. And we've caught up, so we've got our numbers. I'm just going to leave this one to kind of catch up again. And hopefully, yeah, we're getting in the fuel now, which is good. So Eschenhauer has got botched everything. We need to fix it all because there's no maintenance. So hopefully that iron and tools will come in. They can get it all sorted. Now, on the other hand, in our farmland, we've got still 125 rye flour ready for the bacon. So we're looking good. And we are keeping a little bit. We're on 2k. Look at it all, man. Oh, it's nuts. Right, let's check in. We are on 643 pop now. I've got no more houses again. So I think what I'm going to do is get a couple to tier 3. This will free up some space. And I'm going to start with these ones in the middle because it looks nice. So we're going to go ahead and make sure we get some in. Now, that's a lot to do at once, and that will affect our alcohol. However, we have a good amount that keeps coming in based on the malt. They are using it, but it'll slap back in again in a moment, so we'll be fine. And then everything else is good. Food and fuel is still at 9 months, so we're holding on. All right, we're going to see. Look at these rye sheaves and barley coming in now. It could probably serve us to having a second malt house, but I haven't got the pop, unless I get some more people in again over here. But we've got more than we need. I might get 1 or 2 more fruit farms, actually. We could probably get them just coming this way. Let's do it. We'll get 3 more big fruit ones in this area, all as double plots. That'll serve pretty well. I don't think I'm going to go to tier 3 this way. We're not that far off if we wanted to, but literally just some ale. I could flip to get the ale in and go to tier 3, which would mean more money, but I don't think we need to worry about it. Tier 2 is just enough. Oh my god, we've got 220 honey here. That means we've got loads of wax as well. Let's make sure we're getting rid of that. Right, I'll get both of these trade routes. Get rid of all that honey and wax as well. Just free up our storage with that. And we'll get 3 fruit farms. Lovely. Huge, huge. So what's this coming in? 4, 5, 6, 700-ish, give or take, into our treasury. It's going down a little bit. So we're obviously hemorrhaging money from somewhere. And I think it is over in Hagensteig. Yeah, it is. So we need to get these trade routes done. So how many are we making roof tiles? Are they selling them good? Yeah, so what we'll do is increase the production of these guys. So we actually want to increase the deep mine. And then the clay furnace will have 2, and we'll see how they get on, because we've got more than enough now of fuel. So it shouldn't be a problem. Food obviously isn't an issue. We have 27 months of fuel as well, so it's way more than we need. I could obviously sell some of that, but I think we'll leave it at that. We've got the 107 pop there. Let's have a quick look. If I zoom out then, give me our little farming one. Love the look of this one. Into main town, man. The main one is a big boy. It is a very big boy right now. With these tier 3s coming in. And then small one. Settlement number 3. Over here. Nice take over that one, to be honest. I could take over 2 more towns as well and start taxing those to high heavens to make some more money, which we could possibly do. Well, I'm just out here fully admiring. I am smashing through a bunch of upgrades now to really push this pop. As you can see, lots more tier 3s coming in. And honestly, this settlement is nuts. And we're earning almost 1,000 a month now across these. So we're pushing all of them as much as we can. We are on year 13 now, and there's no slowing down. It's just going to be a case of upgrading everything that we can across the settlement. So I'm spamming in a bunch of houses. We've got loads coming out of this, so we don't need to worry. Look at this. 7, 8, 9. It's about 1,000 coming in. It is insane off these 3. So we are looking good. Right, we're going to go take out one of these suckers now. I'm going to go and destroy these guys. I'm going to claim on you because it's about time we end these suckers. We are well over nearly 700 pop in this one, so we're all quite close to the 1,000. And honestly, we're going to just grab our main bulk of the army here. We're going to take them in. End this once and for all. I don't know what it is they have, so we'll just wait. We'll see what they managed to... Ooh, hello. They're not happy. They've grabbed in quite some units, but we need to get across first to fight them. So where's the zone? Let's get them over this way then. Might have a quick sprint to get us over there. Quite tempted to kill off my retinue just to distract them as well. It wouldn't hurt. We got loads of money, right? Yeah, I'm going to do that. These guys are just going to stand right, not you. Get those over in the zone. And the retinue will have just literally holding ground over this way. So we'll just hold these guys with those whilst these ones can run on over. There you go. Look, we'll just ignore them coming. We'll use you as a distraction, Mr. Retinue. And then we'll stop those guys sprinting. We'll allow them the fun that they need. So we're almost over there. We've got to be in the zone to fight anyway. So see if we can catch these out with the retinue. Looks like we will be able to. So we'll take out the huntsman. Do some pretty good damage with those. There you go. We're taking out a unit because they'll spend their whole time just running at that. Good. Well done. The battle begins. But we will hold our ground, as I say, on this zone. So we're going to play this section across there. And then we'll have the crossbowmen just doing their thing afterwards. Retinue are gone. That's no problem. I could even do this because we've got so much money. It's a bit cheesy. I could literally upgrade all these guys. And I can just get them back out once again. And that'll turn all these guys around. Look at that. We've got nothing left in them, but it's so silly. I could just keep hiring them and doing that from this point. We'll do that. Because why not? This one unit, as they come over, will be the... Oh, there's some here. That's why the battle started. Let's go. They got even more units over this way from the Wayward Sons. There's me wondering why the battle did start. That is exactly why. So if we just kill this one, we'll take this zone. Let's go, guys. Alright, just stay there. Come back. Oh, there it is. We got it. Cool. These units will disappear. I was wondering when they'd go. So we don't have enough to take the next one. We just need to get the rest. So I'll continue building until I take these, and then we'll see what we can come up with. So it shouldn't be too long now. Right, let's see what we took over as well, because I saw Tithe giving food away. I think that's okay to continue on. Where's the manor house? It was very weird. So we've got to wait for that to kind of rebuild. When you take over, it does rebuild, which isn't a problem. Now this one, I bet you they've got stupid amounts again. They never have any spare workers. Yeah, there's always like 4 in a forager's hut, stuff like that. Let's get one of those in there then to fix that one up. And marketplace is good. So where's the storehouse? Let's have a look what they've got. 105. Okay, they're a little bit better. This is a salt one, right? This could be the one we use to sell salt to our other zone then to make those sausages. So this was the remainder of the deep salt that we needed. So we'll untick that. We don't need any salt in this zone. And then we'll go across to our trading post in Eschenhau. Let's get you first. And we're going to buy that salt in directly from here. Untick that bad boy, and we'll say let's always try and keep 30 in. And then over in this one, once the zone is complete, I should be able to. They've got good money, so I can start taxing. I just need that to finish off building. They're always so crazily inefficient with everything, so... what is it they have so much of? So Shenfer has 2.1k food, 510 bread. Where are you getting that bread from? They must be buying that in. Oh no. Why is that saying that much then? What do we want to do with these guys? I think we can all but pretty much keep this where it is. They've got pretty good stats anyway, and we'll pump in a few houses just to get more people going. But other than that, we don't need to do much. And this is just to earn some tax. Let's get rid of that. You guys can come in. Give them something to build. This is Shenfurt. Sorry, I'm on the wrong one. This is Am Eiberbach. So this one has plenty of spares. There's nothing we need to do from this zone. And we'll get of the Vogt land over here because we've got both hunting and berries. And hunting camp, we can get the animal hunting hound upgrade. I'll probably just leave the 2 families in there. And this one has 8 grand. So I was looking in the wrong one. Let's see. They've got 2.5k. Yeah, 2.5k large shields. For some reason, the AI just loves large shields. I knew it was on the wrong one, so we can export that. Everywhere kind of has them. We need to get rid of those. And there's a tier 2 house producing them. Let's actually do wooden parts. So we'll open a trade for wooden parts because we're not really doing that anywhere. So I think that's probably quite sensible. And we'll open that trade route and we'll sell all of those out now as well. So we'll get rid of all of that stuff. Then once we have this manor house up, I should be able to tax this one pretty well. And I'm now going to take, I need to tax the tithe, which is going to be a bit annoying, but we do need to do it. So we're pretty much the happiest they can be anyway, other than the tax. They've got everything that they need. So let's put a small one on there. I mean, we get the plus 10 influence from that, but I think we can get more from the tithe, especially from this zone right here. I'd be tempted to do a 10% tithe on this one because there's a stupid amount of food here. Because look at these treasury and tithe anyway. Look at that 1.2k already. So I'll be able to take second from last very soon. Right, we already have 2.1k. So, I mean, we've got to take that one as well. But this one would allow us even more money. But look how quick we're gaining now. Bear in mind, we're just still in year 13. So there hasn't been too much. Now, population-wise, the total we will see. But we're already over 700 now in this one. So it has become pretty incredible. And it all is just a case. Is fully stabilized. All money is just coming in like crazy now. So if you look, 489, 313, 80, 215, and then tithe amounts are pretty impressive too. So it is time. Although there's one thing I didn't check, and that's whether we have enough water, which we don't. That didn't take long. Something we always forget. And looks like our manor house did finish over this way too. So all good. I can tax this one like crazy. There's so much money over here. That is huge. It's going to be 10% of that every time. And this one just makes money. We're finally getting those small shields down. I'll leave the 5% tithe because we've got to earn... Actually, we don't need that much more. So they're still pretty happy. I'm just sending over because I'm going to go take out this one. So let's do that now. We will claim that straight away. We'll see what they have to say for themselves. We'll probably push straight in on this. So, and they're really far away. So what we're going to do is, if there's any nearby, we're all down. Oh my god, there's loads. Right, let's do the cheeky. Right, we're going to get these guys to come and fight. So I'm just going to send these out straight away. And we'll run at these archers and that over this way. There we go. We'll thin some of those down. And we've got enemy units being spotted still down this way. So we've got quite a few that are in. I need to get these guys in line then, just in case. Shouldn't be a problem. And then these guys should be able to crush some of these. They took a beating, but they're thinning the herd for us. Quite funny because you can just keep sending them out. A bit naughty, really. Get those sprinting in again. Go, go, go. And there you go. We're going to wipe out that one unit. Almost, anyway. There is a lot of units that they are sending. I don't know where they keep getting them from. I'm going to hire... After I take this one, I'm just going to hire them myself. There's 3 there as well. Holy moly. And these holding on. They've broken a unit already. This feels like such a cheese, but when you're so rich, it doesn't matter. You can literally just keep sending them in to hold them off. And we've got quite a few coming over. I don't think there's anything to hire. No, they got them all. So before the next one, I'll probably just hire them all myself, and then they won't even be able to do anything. They're coming from behind, look. So if those guys come in first, that's going to be quite funny. It's going to get everyone out. We're good. We've got so much retinue. Just crack on. Just send them all in from the back. So the battle will start as soon as these guys come into the circle. So if we kill them before the other ones get here, which we will, it's ours anyway. Now I can probably push straight onto the other one. We'll do that. Yeah, they're still holding these ones up but killing them. The battle begins already because they have come into the circle, have they? They have. Right, let's go. We're going to finish it because of these guys. You silly sausages. Get them, boys. And there we go. That is game. Right there, we're going to take, well, for this zone anyway, the last one, maybe we'll have a proper battle. But there we go, that's ours. But they didn't even get here. Oh dear. So, one more zone to go, and we'll look at the stats. I've turned the tithe off in everything. What are you guys running out of here? Fuel. Okay. So, we need a firewood cutter. Splitter. There's none. There's some over there. Are they set to do a specific area? That is the question. Look at this for registry now. Oh my god, so much. Nearly 2k a month now coming in. And we've got all the thingies. We can literally sign all of those to us and there's nothing they can do about it. We can take that over. It's a bit silly, isn't it? It's great being rich. The only thing that became fairly difficult is the ale or the size, but we're still pretty much covering half. It's up and down. It does shoot up, I did see, to quite considerable amounts. We've got the second tavern in, so it does keep going up and down. They just drink a little bit too fast. We've got no spare houses on 720 here now. This one's nuts. So 720, I know it shows it at the end, plus 240. So that's 960. That's 1,110. And then we've got you, and then we'll obviously take over the other one. So that's 1,110, 1,200 plus this one when we take over it, which is now, that is insane. So we did pretty well there. So we'll get out of the winter so I can showcase all of the villages and cities to you before we take over this last one and win this game. Look at this treasury change though. Honestly, man, this is insane. And this is only going to keep going. It's going to keep scaling more and more. All right, look at this now from over this way. So just spending a bit of time upgrading houses so you can kind of see. But this one has worked out perfectly. I love farming in this game. It really does set you up. But this place, man, look at the upgrades we've got going on in here now. All of these pretty much tier 3 still coming in. I'm just hammering them out. So population's almost 800 now in this one. I'm not taking over that until we've done it. And I'm not touching the other two. We're just letting the taxes come in. As you see, our treasury is loving life. And then the happiness is still going up now that I've turned the tithe back off on all of them. So more and more coming in. Right, it's that time. Let's have a proper look around because we're about to take the last settlement. So over in Shenfer, sorry. This is our main farming town. This is the end result. It looks gorgeous. Those farms in the background as well. Never needed to go over tier 2 because that is all about feeding the main. And here is the main. Oh my word, this thing is nuts. It really is. So since all the updates, I don't think you quite realise how much getting close to 1,000 pop actually is to maintain at an approval of almost 100% as well. Pretty crazy. So we've put in a lot of work to this one for sure. And I really like the end field. This looks amazing. That main marketplace by the church in the middle. I've kept the taverns away this time as well. We've got a small second marketplace kind of starting this way too. And then over here we have just generic. Bit of a money maker really, this small town. It's not even that small anymore. This one really did build up quite well, so we're pretty good. And then last but not least, well, I say last but not least, we're going to take out another one, but we do have a small settlement this way as well, which isn't that small either. We've added slowly some more houses to this one. So if we look, you'll see it's 111 over this side too. So all good. We've kind of balanced them out. Loads of food. They've finally got rid of those large shields. And I've got a whole army ready to take this one as well. So it is time. Let's claim this baby and end this. Oswees. I don't know what they'll do because they shouldn't actually be able to. How are they getting all these units? That's what I want to know. I think that might be all their units. That last one. So we are going to use hired hands. There's some over this way actually as well. Where's the zone? Let's get these guys in the zone then. Oh wow, they have loads. Where'd you get all these guys from? There's a lot of retinue. All right. Let's raise our army then. No problem. We shall raise and fight this together. I'm going to go catch these guys. Oh, there's some there. Let's go. They literally have everything. Let's go get these then. We can kill them in our zone, and then we'll go take these guys out afterwards. So we'll thin it right down. Get them, boys. Oh, that's one dead. The huntsman's still here. We got to be... Oh, we're going to end up taking it anyway because they're pushing in on us on that zone anyway. Battle begins. Good. We'll keep those held that way. And let's move forward anyway. So let's move these guys forward. Think we'll be able to kill these before it even starts. Let's see. If we can, then it is game over. Yeah, there it is. Right, this zone's going to be ours because they're not even going to get here in time. And there it is. We finished it. What a cool way to do it. So that was me feeding the perfect city. Pretty much anyway. I think if we turned the taxes down, we would maintain 100% permanently. The only thing is ale, but honestly, we couldn't get any more malt. Look at that beauty in the distance. Absolutely insane. Guys, let's check out the stats. And there we have it. The end game population total of 1,334, 4,905 days. A hell of a lot. Thank you so much for joining me, guys. Hit that thumbs up. Let me know your thoughts. As always, subscribe if you aren't already, and check out the links in the description for all social media and all that sort of stuff. I'm trying to push those a bit more, so do check them out. As always, take it easy. I'll catch you in the next one.